PQ. PQ. PQ.
I think the nigger has rights in this country. He should have equal rights, but separate rights. It's worked for 100 years in the South, and I think it will work now. But if you was the nicest fella in the world and Lyndon Johnson said I had to associate with you every day, I'd tell Lyndon Johnson to go straight to hell because I would not associate with you.
I read in my history books that the nigger man, the nigger race, was an inferior race. And that was a history that was taught me when I was in school.
No.
That hadn't been too long ago.
They always have been, they always will be.
Well, where do you think the money is coming from behind the civil rights movement?
From the Communist Party, from the Zionist Christ-killing Jews. And I say Christ-killing Jews because they have not been a flood since they crucified Christ, and their relatives can be traced back to the ones that's running the streets today.
Why did you join the Clintons?
Well, I've got a wife, 5 kids. I think that's enough reason.
It's not about raw numbers, it's about the per capita. Tell me you never went to school. Like, you guys have a smaller population, but you make up the vast majority of the crimes. Like, come on, it's common sense. Like, totally, like, what is not clicking for you? Like, fucking low IQ, dude. Can you believe that? This dude said we commit the most crimes. It's not like, you guys commit, like, what, 25% of the total crimes while we commit 70, but your population is much smaller. You shouldn't be committing 25% of the crimes. Like, I know I commit 70%, but, like, come on, dude. The raw numbers don't mean nothing.
Good evening, folks. I have come to do this show with you guys one more time. What's up, Miss Mankey? I have a very pleasant surprise for the crowd, all one of you. Although I know this particular episode will get probably as many views as Friday night's episode, which thank you guys for putting us over almost 1.5K. That's pretty cool. Having that many people interested in local politics, especially Alexandria local politics, is kind of a feat in and of itself. Especially our brand of delivering the news about local politics. But I have something very special for you guys. I got Mr. Porter on the line.
Hey, folks.
Hey, Mr. Porter.
Hey.
The name of this show is called Please Rotate Your Device. Please rotate your device to view this in full screen. If you have time and have the effort, please listen to this in headphones because we work really hard on the sound quality. And there's always things going on. and I want you guys to understand and hear everything we're saying. Today is City Council Day. Of course, you guys know that. Yeah, none of us has watched it. I hope, Mr. Porter, did you watch it?
I did not. I was really tied up helping folks try to complete their requirements. There's a few candidates I agreed to help get that initial documentation submitted. Tomorrow, Wednesday at midnight, is the deadline. And the state of Louisiana does not make it easy if you want to run for office, especially if you're a first-time candidate. There's a lot of hurdles you have to clear. So I was consumed today doing a lot of that. So I did not watch the city council meeting.
So wait a minute, you're running and you're helping other candidates run?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man. You know what? I really feel like you're in it for the love of the game. I think, but you know, for those people that are not watching this live, you don't know the gift that you're getting at this moment. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna say hi to everybody. I see Miss McCall. How are you this evening? Oh, okay, all right, great. Miss Shamir, YSKT. Thank you for joining us again. As always, she's a good co-host. I'm not gonna lie. She's decent. I got people in the crowd. We're just letting the people build up real quick before we get into the heavy stuff. I think it was uneventful. It was yet another one that Jackroy did not attend, which has been the theme over the last let's see, three to four council meetings he hasn't attended. So,
and you know, that's good for him, because that means somebody in his circle, and maybe even himself, is recognizing that putting him in front of people on display is not a good thing. You know, so the less he can be in the public eye, the better his chances are.
Yeah.
And the fewer times he speak, that improves his chances. You know, I think someone is advising him very well about, hey, we don't want you at the city council meetings. We don't want you in these other places speaking a whole lot. We just want you to take a few pictures and then exit. Make a cameo appearance and then get out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Ms. McKee says he doesn't want to put his foot in his mouth. And he's also removing a lot of those agenda items that are, you know, the mayor, whatever, you know, those ones that he puts on there.
Right. That's right. He's definitely doing that. I'm glad you picked up on that.
Yeah.
Because as I looked over the agenda, yeah, he's going, between now and November 3rd, he is not going to put those good old boy type ordinance forward to pay at his buddies' pockets and do things that's overwhelmingly beneficial to just a small group of people in Alexandria. You know, for the good old boys network. Yeah, he's going to put a moratorium on that for the next few months until after November 3rd.
Let's see. I want to play a clip for you because we had our reaction to it, but you know, you're the North Star around here, so I want your opinion on it. Is there a lot of people in these races for school board before we get to that?
So many of them were unopposed. What's ironic is I think only one of the predominantly white school board districts is contested. The others were unopposed, and then the three that are predominantly black, they all have opponents.
And Roosevelt Johnson happens to be one of those opponents as well. I picked
Yes.
up on that.
What an interesting scenario. Wow.
That's not as interesting as it is scary. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have the nice things to say, but I mean, it's not as interesting as it is scary to have Roosevelt actually determining what goes on in the educational system in Rapid Repair.
Well, let's face it. That's better than having a Reddix Washington, right? On the school board. So, I mean, we could do much worse,
We could do, yeah.
and we have done much worse
we
as
have.
a community. But I think we're starting to turn the corner. You know, the Black community. I really do. I kind of get those vibes that we're starting to turn the corner. We recognize, boy, we've been going the wrong direction for a long time. Maybe we ought to stop and turn around and head back the other way, you know.
By the way, where can we pick up one of these shirts at? Let me what are these shirts?
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Look, you really want one of these shirts.
I do.
Because we want to stand up for Alexandria, and we have a slate of candidates who are willing to do that. We got Gregory Scott running for councilman at large. He's definitely looking to stand up for the citizens of Alexandria. You got Cedric Green running for city marshal. He's looking to stand up for the city, the citizens of Alexandria. So we have some people out there who really are in it for the benefit of the citizens. What we can do to improve things for our citizens.
Hello?
And we're standing up. And like Martin Luther King said, a man cannot ride your back unless it's bent. So we're going to stand up, stand tall, and stand straight. And we're going to do things to help make this better for everybody in this city.
Amen. YSKT, what you have to say?
No, I've been trying to work on my mic. Have y'all heard? Did y'all hear?
We can hear you. What's going on?
Oh, you hear me now?
Oh, you rocking the logo. Look at this is a whole stand-up thing.
So
Oh,
late.
you got the logo in the corner. Oh man, what are you guys on over here?
I don't know, but that's weird.
Man, what is this about? It's almost if we were
No, I was
foreshadowing.
saying stuff, but my mic wasn't working.
Oh,
But look, you was asking where can we get the shirts? Well, unfortunately, the shirts are not cheap because we do a custom logo and it's done by hand. But if you're interested, just check with Tavares and we can work it out.
all right. Well,
know,
thank you for making me.
But
the
I just
point
want to
man
let
on
you
that.
know in advance, it's not a $15, $20 shirt. Okay. So if you're really on board, you're really committed, check with Tavares and we'll work something out for you.
All right. Well, thank you for making me the point man on that. As if I wasn't getting enough inboxes. All right. Miss Erica said it's good to have you back in the fight.
Thank you, Miss Erica.
All right. Who called me hoghead? Must have been
Oh,
Shamir.
no, I ain't call you no hog head. That sound like some shit. That sound like some Miss what's her name? Miss that.
Miss Harold.
That sound like something she was saying.
Hold on. Okay. Wait. Let's get this out the way. Hold on. Let's give this. Okay.
I appreciate the opportunity. First of all, just want to give a big shout out to everybody and let them know how important this election is going to be. And look, the main reason to run is very simple. We have to keep this momentum going. The city had to take some decisive action almost 4 years ago, and we were heading in the wrong direction. And I would just say we are marching down the field. We are over the 50. We're not in the red zone yet, but we are driving. And now's not the time to throw an interception. Where we are today is we have gotten our utilities back straight and running right. And we are making all the right moves to get this city's public safety under control. Our cops are paid at the highest level. They're the highest benefited. They're the most resourced, and they'll let you know that. And so we just need to keep this momentum moving. And the last thing we need to do is change that momentum. We've got developments right across from here that we just announced. We have developments that are going to come out next week that are pretty big. These are job-creating developments, non-controversial job-creating developments. This is work the city's doing with our partners, and we just can't wait to keep doing more. And we're just excited about this opportunity. It's about momentum, and it's not about figuring out how to let someone learn on the job just because they say they want to change, versus knowing what to do, being proven, being ready, and being about togetherness and uniting this city. So that's why I'm running.
Yeah, that togetherness. Yeah, we're headed in the right direction, all right. The black neighborhoods, districts 1, 2, and 3, the ones that Felter gerrymandered. Oh yeah, we're headed in the right direction. We got poor streets. We don't have lighting. We definitely don't have security cameras. They're talking about how they reduce crime, but we didn't see that in our area. We still got gunshots 2 a.m. in the morning. We got brown water flowing out of our faucets. We got potholes. We got ditches that's clogged up. So in a major rainstorm, we got water coming into our garages and almost into our homes. Yeah, we certainly moving in the right directions for districts 4 and 5, but 1, 2, and 3, the majority of the city, no, we're not. We're spiraling downward, and his priorities are all wrong. His priorities are not benefiting us, you know. So look what he's saying. What he's claiming, public safety is improved because he did a executive order to pay the policeman more than what the union contract has that was negotiated. And so now that he's paying them more, they're doing a better job. So that means when they were paid based on the union contract, they weren't doing their job. You know, that's what he's implying. Now that he superseded the contract through an executive order, not through a city council approval, and not through a renegotiation of the union contract with the police officers. No, he just did that as an executive order, an independent action. All right, you're paying them more. All right, great. They're among the highest paid, highest compensated. Their benefits are excellent. You got them all this SWAT equipment, because now if we ever invaded by Al Qaeda, we got a SWAT team that can go out, that's militarily armed and could shut down invasion, or you know, do that in a neighborhood if there's a rebellion or a riot or something. Okay,
there's an uprising.
Uprising. You know, this is nonsense, folks. This is absolutely nonsense. I did watch a while back the mayoral briefing where he had Chad, the police chief, talk about the data, because they wanted to refute a national study that was done that showed that Alexandria had a very high crime rate. Okay, so they were challenging the data from the FBI. Well, guess where the FBI gets the data? They get it from the city of Alexandria. And so now you want to challenge what they pull from the FBI data. Yes. And stuff. I mean, it's just totally ludicrous. Now, number of murders are down. That's good. Boy, we had a rough stretch where we had 35 murders, 30 murders a year, right? So now that is coming into line. That's a good thing, all right? If he say paying the police officers more is what brought that down, okay, great. But those of us that's embedded in the neighborhoods, we know what's going on. We know how criminals are associated with law enforcement people, and how they're confidential informants and stuff like that. You know, whether it's Philip Terrell, whether it's the Alexandria police chief, whether it's city marshal Jerome Hopewell, whether it's the sheriff Mark Wood, We know how that works. This is a small town. You know, people rat on others, and if you rat on enough of them, great. You get them off the streets. But guess what? If Jack Roy lose, he's going to say, you know what? Y'all go back to what y'all were doing before. And then just like under Jeff Hall, the crime rate shoots up. Okay. We know who controlled the levers, who pulled the strings. We know that. But there's something we can do as a community. Okay. And that's one of the things you'll be hearing more from us as we go forward. What the community can do to abate crime. There's things we can do independent of the law enforcement entities that we have here. Yeah, but that nonsense Jack Roy talking about, look, after 16 years, come on, folks, you don't want any more of that. Enough is enough. You know, it's time to move on. Time to do something entirely different.
Go a whole different direction.
Yeah.
He gave up all these football terminologies like he was a head coach or something, and I was confused because I was like, it's too late to throw a fumble now. I was like, you don't throw a fumble.
Yeah, interception.
Yeah.
He could fumble the ball. But hey, if you're at the 50-yard line, that means you need somebody who can kick like a 65-yard field goal, right?
So
a 67-yard field goal.
Long hope.
To score, right.
Yeah.
So, no, you're at the 50. You're going to have to punt.
You're gonna have to turn the ball over and just let the other team, try to get it on defense.
Punt the ball to us, and we're gonna run it back on your butt.
All right, so that's our Jock contribution for today because I really didn't want to focus too much on Jock. Let me tell you something. Jock is a character. We went over that December 21st, 2022 thing that he did with Reddix, and I mean, it was to watch it in hindsight, pure comedy. If you could pick up on the subtle nuances of the points in the conversation where Jock would look at Reddix like, "Hey, help me, man! Like, I'm drowning over here, man. I brought you on TV to talk. Why aren't you talking? Why aren't you talking? We're on the new news, man. You got to help me." But yeah, that was pure comedy. That being said, let me keep it moving. They said this is 44 minutes long. So.
Oh, Lord. What?
I mean, it's including.
Did you say 40 minutes long?
44. It's 44.
44. Oh, my goodness.
Let's see. Playback speed. We're going to up this to about 110. And we're going to start in the Economic Workforce and Planning Development Committee.
Good afternoon. The Economic Workforce and Planning Development Committee's agenda, August the 11th, 2026. Committee composed of Councilman Larvey and Councilman Fowler, and Councilman Green. Alexandria City Council meetings and council committee meetings are broadcast live and may be reviewed live by the public on Optimum Cable Channel 4. A rebroadcast may be viewed on Optimum Cable Channel 4 and the City of Alexandria website, which is www.cityofalexandria.com. One item on the agenda is to consider final adoption of an ordinance amending and reenacting Articles 12, Chapter 7 of the City Code to allow the use of adjudications to enforce building codes, zoning, vegetation, and nuisance ordinances, sewage and drainage regulations, matters involved in licensing and permits, and other violations as determined by the City Council. Good afternoon, Mr. Daniels. It's your turn.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Daniel Smith, Planning Director. We're requesting this ordinance to expand the authority of the hearing officers who are conducting administrative adjudications for the city. As you guys recall, last year we came to you with an ordinance to start that program, but because of state law sets a cap for municipalities and parishes under 70,000 people, they only have limited authority to hear certain types of cases. So currently, under current law, both state law and the city's ordinances, the city can only, an administrative hearing officer for the city can only hear cases that deal with extreme blight, so things that are an actual danger to the public health. They can hear fire code violations, environmental violations. What this does is it follows a state law that we requested and then got enacted this year, Act 612 of 2026, which would expand that authority to do other types of cases in a similar fashion as other cities and parishes that have more than 70,000 people. If you look at the statutes, they're 13, 25, 75, 12.12 is the one that was just enacted. That's because 1 through 11 were for other communities such as Jefferson, DeRidder, Monroe. We really piggybacked on what those other communities had asked for and received. And what this will allow us to do is to hear more types of cases, so not just the blighted properties, but any violations potentially of the property maintenance code. It'll allow us to go after zoning violations, which was one of the main drivers of this ordinance. We'd also be allowed to hear vegetation, nuisances, sewage and drainage systems, and we do have one of those in city court right now, for example, and licensing and permits. And then there's this catch-all language for the governing authority if they wanted to add and further expand that authority. I mentioned zoning. We've had certain zoning cases that we prosecuted in city court as misdemeanors. That can be time-consuming. It's not very efficient, and it is, a misdemeanor. It's criminal when really we're trying to get people to address violations that are more civil in nature. So this, currently the hearing officer really only has the authority more or less to issue penalties, and those fines go against the property. And for something like a zoning matter, that's a lot more appropriate forum and approach to try to enforce those ordinances. So this language basically mirrors exactly what's in state law now. It just went into effect August 1st, and we ask for your consideration.
What's the maximum we could find?
$500 per violation, and that can be actually per day, although we would have to have a really strong case to do daily fines. And that's essentially what's concurrent with misdemeanor jurisdiction, $500. And that's set by state law as well.
Can you give examples on how this court would work?
Okay, well, we've already had a few hearings. So basically, we send notice. The ordinance that you guys have already passed requires 30 days of notice.
Okay, stop right there. But what type of violations are we currently hearing?
Blighted commercial properties.
Okay.
We've had about 5 properties, and a couple of them we're working with. A few of them were no-shows, and we've had them fined $500, and that's been filed as an administrative judgment on the property.
Okay.
So, the really bad, really extreme blight is where we started. There's some down on 3700 block of Willow Glen River Road, 3200 3rd Street was one of them. Kind of the worst of the worst is where we started.
Okay.
So District 3.
You're talking about District 3 that includes downtown?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen. I think what we just learned, what I can glean from this, is that the city is looking to clean up District 3. Right. But here's the thing, right? You're saying that's some of the worst blighted places commercially in the city?
He alive. Where he been?
I don't. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, look, I'm just going. Look, all I want to do is get clarification.
Downtown, which is where they work, isn't far from Bowden Avenue. Okay.
But it's not far from Lower 3rd either.
It is not.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's right in between Lower 3rd and. But here's the other part of it, right? When you put enough liens on this property, who takes it over?
Yeah, the city. The city takes it over. And with the liens, sometimes it's work. The liens are more expensive, or the value of the liens is higher than the market value of the property itself. So it makes it unattractive if you want to do something with it. You would have to have some sentimental value to apply to it to pay more in liens than what the property is worth on the open market.
So do they end up tearing it down? or
Oh,
do they
yeah,
just end up
yeah,
taking it over?
They end up tearing it down, and it ends up becoming the responsibility of the city. And when I left office 4 years ago, we had like 1,800 properties like that. And Alexandria just has a little more than 25,000 structures in its entire city boundary. And 1,800 of them were controlled by the city through adjudication. And once we tear it down and place that lien on it, and of course the contractors rip us off for what they charge to demolish property, and then we have to maintain it by cutting the grass 3-4 times a year. People dump stuff, so we have to send trucks out and remove appliances, furniture, and all kind of stuff from there. By the time you add all that up, you far exceeded the market value of that property. Nobody wants that. The city has to take a loss on it if they want to get rid of that property. If they want to shed that property, they have to take a loss on it. And that was when, having recognized that was when I put together that affordable home project. We had all this property, and so let's put homes on it and start putting people back in there, and let's start collecting property tax and eliminate our expenses to maintain the property. But oh no, they voted that down.
Who voted? It was Villard, one of the ones that voted.
Oh yeah, Villard voted that down. Fowler, at the time, Rubin was in there, and their accomplice was Reddix Washington. That's why we lost that vote 4-3.
Thank God Reddix isn't in there. Thank God Reddix isn't on the school board.
Thank God. Thank God.
Amen. Amen.
And what are some other examples besides just?
Well, for expanded authority, like a zoning case, for example, we've had people who, are running unauthorized businesses in a neighborhood, for example, and collecting money for that business, and the neighbors complain to the city, it's, rooting their enjoyment of their property. So we brought those cases to city court for as a misdemeanor zoning violation. We'd much rather bring it before an administrative hearing officer. In city court, you have an arraignment, you have to wait a few months, they have this court date. If they don't show, maybe there'll be a bench warrant. We're trying to avoid all that kind of stuff for a zoning violation, for example,
Okay. So with this proposed amendment, what type of cases are you trying to hear now?
So, zoning, this would be a big chunk of them.
Okay.
We have a dispute with a drainage system that's dumping onto their neighbor's yard. That could be something that we would bring to a hearing officer rather than.
He showed up in his gold jacket. And he showed up during a committee meeting, nonetheless.
They asking too many questions about this adjudicated.
Hey, look, man. You tell him to shut this shit the fuck down, because he's got one more question before we get to tell him giving up the ghost.
Exactly.
Where'd you come from?
I'm that ghost in the corner.
Okay. Oh, that was a little weird. Okay.
Bring it to city court. People who violate their permits or people who build without a permit, that's one thing we could, presumably take before a hearing officer. And then also, houses that get before you guys for condemnation and demolition, they've already usually are way too gone to have any kind of repair done. But if there are some structures that could still be repaired but are in violation of property maintenance codes, presumably we could bring those as well. Intervene before it got too far gone.
In a little bit that you've been able to use this so far, how's it working?
So far, for the folks who showed up, they've gotten more time because they either had a property under contract they're trying to sell. But the folks that did not show up, just straight up, just didn't appear. And the ordinance, gives the authority to, if you don't appear, as facing an admission of liability. And so those folks will find, $500 for having a blighted property.
Now I see there's an appeals to the 9th JDC.
That's correct. That's in state law.
All right. What is the burden of proof at the appellate stage?
Well, since it's appellate court, it's, would be, it's a de novo review of the law and manifest error on the facts. But it's an administrative hearing officer does get some level of discretion because they're the fact finder. You wouldn't have a new trial at the ninth JDC, a de novo review.
Just review the record.
That's exactly right. We close the record review unless the judge ordered the record to be opened. It's a civil matter, at the hearing officer stage, that's your preponderance of evidence,
And
civil standard.
I guess the appellate would just be asking, pushing if there was some type of error of some sort.
Sure. Or that the city didn't meet its notice requirements would be a big one that you could appeal on. It is a little odd because you're appealing a lower judgment to a district court that sits in sort of a quasi-appellate capacity. But it's not unusual, especially in the first, especially in like 19 JDC for things coming out of Baton Rouge. Civil District Court in New Orleans does it routinely.
Okay. And that's the normal process from the administrative law judge to the local district court.
That's right. And that's spelled out in state law. That wouldn't be optional for us.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Smith, I see Representative DeWitt carried this House Bill 66 for the city and goes into effect, you said, August. Who determines and goes out and finds these violations? Which department, sir?
Well, each department that's responsible for its own ordinances would do that, but by and large, it would be inspectors from the community development department. When we're looking at blighted properties, for example, they already have that inventory of the properties that they recommend for rehabilitation or for demolition with the city council. But for example, if there was a fire code violation, the fire department, fire marshal will bring that.
In the ordinance, I'm reading where you said zoning, vegetation, and nuisance ordinances. June the 3rd, 2026, I reported to the Louisiana Health Department a situation with the sanctuary. The grass was high. So we have something in writing, but I'm trying to see, we're going to enact something else, but we're not enforcing what we have currently on the books.
Well, this ordinance, the ordinance you all passed last year, it just adds another tool to the toolbox. So they have these reservation clauses or preservation clauses where it says that by allowing the city to take this approach does not foreclose the city from taking any other approach. So grass cutting and those kind of nuisances are handled by Public Works in the city attorney's office. But this wouldn't take away or shift anything necessarily. Would be adding another tool for the city to use.
Would this amendment cost the city more money to enact?
It would not. It does take staff time to bring these cases. So some things would be shifted from city court theoretically. We're paying staff over there too, of course. So it does not have a big fiscal hit. In theory, it could generate some small revenue. People are paying these fines. That's not the purpose of it. I don't want to cast it that way at all. But yeah, we would. We were looking at right now about how best to use resources, and particularly the planning division, to try to get this to be sustainable. We do pay the hearing officers for their time. That's set in the ordinance that was already passed.
Okay.
But right now it's been pretty limited.
But will we be required to hire more personnel to do this?
We envision possibly creating a position. Don't know if that'll be budget neutral, where we would just shift a position to make a new position, shift something that's already in place to a new role to handle the notices, to handle to be the docket clerk for better, or for lack of a better term. So possibly a division, possibly a position. And then we're considering, trying to figure out who can bring these cases more sustainably, possibly one of our, part-time city court prosecutors that we already have on staff.
And do you have any idea what the fees would be at the 9th JDC for appealing something like this?
I believe it's I think it's the regular court cost filing fee.
Does it need to be the regular court cost filing fee?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Set by the clerk of court.
But I mean,
sure we can. Is that?
Well, I guess my question is, okay, I just would like to know, do we really need, people need to be charging a full $400, a full $400 or something like this?
It's for a $500 fine.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from. I don't believe the city has the authority to change that without changing state law.
Okay. Just wondering.
You produce more tools in the toolbox and let you do it quicker. I'm all for
Yeah, anything in support of the mayor, you'll hear Felter, Villard, and Fowler speak up. And when they do, they're not asking questions, see, because they've already been briefed on this stuff, right? So their question, they don't have questions, but it's Laverdane and Green that have to
questions.
plow through and pull teeth to get information from the administration on that. So he's already briefed the white council members. He hasn't shared anything with the black council members.
Yeah, you can't answer the question. And then, to your point, I think that's the part that aggravates me the most about these city council meetings is the fact that when you get Felter or you get Villard or Fowler, it's like they're in comparison to what's being stated or questions being asked. Here they come. Well, peanut butter's always been made of peanuts. So, the main thing is that we're gonna apply for more peanuts, is what we're saying. Like what? We're talking about what are you talking about? He's like, the thing is the oil. We've got to invest in that. So this is a good start on investing in. No, sir, that's not. We get that you know what's going on, but I'm trying to get clarification for everybody else. And that's one thing I like about Malcolm. Malcolm's not just asking the question for himself. He's asking it for everyone. Because some of this stuff, it's a good point. Do we need to really pay $400 in fees to pay a $500 fine? No, do we need to pay $400 in fees to appeal a $500 fine? It's a good question. It's a logical question. And the fact that we hold on, let me get back to it. Let me run it back for him.
I don't believe the city has the authority to change that without change the state law.
Okay. Just wondering. You produce more tools in the toolbox and let you do it quicker. I'm all for it.
That's dope.
If people notice, Fowler only opened his mouth, literally, to defend, only, his people. It's never, ever going to be one of us. You got to be Roy or, in the circle, in the family, of Roy.
Yeah, you got to be the Fowler. It's got to be Villard. It's got to be Felter. Or
yes, exactly.
There's
That's
nobody.
exactly what I'm saying.
Now, this is also the same grumbly, mumbly guy that said, well, how much money do you need? When we started talking about Cheatham Park. How much money you think it's going to take?
I thought that was Villard. I thought that was Villard.
Yeah, Villard comment was, we just don't have the money.
Oh, okay.
That was
everybody wants
comment.
something.
We just don't have the money. That's what Villard said.
I mixed them up. That's easy to do.
That is easy to do.
Even though one fat and one stutter.
Come on, man. That's not what we're doing here. Shamir, listen.
He just like Santa Claus.
All right, check your inbox, Shamir. Check your inbox.
Yeah, because Villard got some issues. He have trouble reading. He have trouble speaking.
Yeah.
And I've said this all the time. Villard is not the sharpest pencil in the box.
And he gets away with it because of his color or his skin tone.
Gregory talk about Fowler be like, I'm not familiar with the matter. Hold on.
Jessica, you said was sitting up there like the damn
keeper.
I don't have anything for you, literally, Shamir. I just wanted you to check your inbox because I just wanted you to stop saying what you were saying because it's not nice.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Not nice. It's absolutely not nice.
And we do not say unnice things on this show.
Right? Yes, we try to.
That's right.
Take the high road. Guys.
That's the role.
That's the thing we pretend to do over here the most.
That's right. When they go low, we go lower.
No,
we roll in the sewer and in the gutter, in the mud. We'll roll down. If they want to get down, if they want to get down and dirty, hey, you've come to the right place. We'll do that.
Man. Oh, wait. But on another note, while we're talking about this, while we're talking about people saying random things about Ballard and following them, this came across my desk where Greg was basically the candidate for councilman at large. Was basically just making a point that, you know, he had met with Miss Kamala Harris, and he met with Brother Isaiah, and it like he went and mingled with the real Democratic Party down in New Orleans, right? And you know, people were like, "Congratulations!" And here comes Mia Rose Wilson that says, "You know, you going up against the GOAT, right? Good luck, but I want you to know you're gonna need 10, 12,000 to finish him off." And I was thinking to myself,
I didn't even get to see that comment.
What GOAT is they talking? Is he talking about
I gotta
Vallard?
start sending me stuff because
What is he talking? What
Yeah,
Mia
he's
Rose?
he's talking about Vallard.
Oh
And-
my God.
all right.
And this is why.
Mhm.
When Jules Green ran against Vallard got a large number of black votes. Jules Green ran against Vallard in at large, and Vallard got a lot of black votes. Now get this, Vallard hardly stepped foot in any of the black communities during that election cycle. There was one time he went into Martin Park for a public safety community thing, and he cooked jambalaya, and it was all he had to do, and the black people voted for him. You know, God darn, that wasn't even a pork chop and $5.
$5.
You
You
know?
didn't even get the $5.
Didn't even get that. All you got was
jambalaya.
a little small bowl of jambalaya. And I'm gonna tell you something, his jambalaya isn't that good. God darn, people, what y'all falling for? You know
black people love free stuff.
But anyway, so if they're referring to him as the GOAT because of his performance 4 years ago in that election against Jules Green, well, if that person considers Jim Vallard the GOAT, then what does that make Jock Roy? I mean, really, right? What does that make Jock Roy? If Vallard is the GOAT, you know, illiterate, can't speak, he's the GOAT. What does that make Jock Roy?
Big Billy Goat.
Big Billy.
Big Billy Goat. Yeah.
Oh, you guys, come on, we got to do better. All right, since we can't do better, let's go back to this dog. Hold up, my dog. There it goes. All right.
Sound.
We need some sound, sir.
I keep saying it.
Oh, hold on. I got two different screens going here. Give me a second. All right, so you guys don't have sound. Let me stop sharing. Let me reshare it. Let me catch up on these comments too, because y'all are going crazy in the chat. Give me a second.
Yeah, look.
Miss Jeannie coming.
Right, Miss Colson has a question, and actually, there is no requirement that a Gator commissioner has to be from the district of the council member that appoints them. And I'll give you a case. Now, particularly me, in the 4 years I was there, I wanted someone from District 2 because on Gator, I wanted a person from the district to advocate on behalf of the district if there's money available for economic development. But now, in the case of Crawfish Lewis, he was appointed by, he lives in Pineville, but he was appointed by Cynthia Perry. So he was clearly not even in District 3. He wasn't even in City of Alexandria. So, and then the current person appointed by Gary Johnson actually lives in District 5. So there are no requirements that the city council person appoints a commissioner to Gator, that commissioner must live in the district. So we got several cases where they do not. And I believe that was the same case for Ruben's pick. To be honest with you, most of the white folks live in District 4 and 5. So if Ruben picks somebody, he can pick from all over the city. That person was actually Greg Upton was from Baton Rouge, so it doesn't matter. That does not apply, Ms. Colson. So.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we could hear you.
Okay.
Yes. And yes, Miss Jeannie, she did appoint someone from Pineville. I posted it on YSKT as well.
Damn, you.
She works at CLTCC. She's like a director there.
That was the last city council meeting, right?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So I reshared it. Let me see here.
Anything else, Corey?
Y'all got audio now?
Yes.
Okay.
You got a motion to recommend?
You gonna make it?
Repeat, sir.
Are you gonna make it or?
You can.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
We'll move forward with this item number 14 during the regular regular council. This committee is adjourned. Thank you.
You gotta love Jules. Jules, listen. I'm not gonna listen. You can make the motion.
I mean, clearly he was not in favor of this.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. I think that's the thing. So, what is the issue with the citizens and even the council people that are for the good, right? What is the issue with them expecting to be impressed by some of this ordinances and some of the stuff that, like, if you're gonna say that you're touting all this stuff, if we go back and look at, like for instance, perfect example, right? Let's go back and check this out. I'm gonna just replay it just for the sake of using it as an example, right?
You just need to keep this momentum. I appreciate the opportunity. First of all, just want to give a big shout out to everybody and let them know how important this election is going to be. And look, the main reason to run is very simple. We have to keep this momentum going. The city had to take some decisive action almost 4 years ago, and we were heading in the wrong direction. And I would just say we are marching down the field. We are over the 50. We're not in the red zone yet, but we are driving. And now's not the time to throw an interception. Where we are today is we have gotten our utilities back straight and running right. And we are making all the right moves to get this city's public safety under control. Our cops are paid at the highest level. They're the highest benefit.
I'm not going to play the whole thing. But what is wrong?
Why is that jacket so long?
It's a smoking jacket. Stop. The thing is, why is it an issue that we should be able to be expected to be impressed by some of the ideas that come out, by most of the ideas that come from the administration? Like my mom always says, I'm not impressed. And it carries a lot of weight because leaving an impression is important, right? But when you say all these things, like what he's touting, what he's trying to convince people of, when you say that, like when we went over the Reignite FAQ, right? I was completely not impressed. I mean, And the way that they're touting Reignite, it should be this explosive idea that everybody should jump on board. But I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed with the statistics. I'm not impressed with the lack of information. Why, like, what is wrong with us expecting to be wowed by these people that say they have all these wiles and wisdoms and this like, yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I'm not.
And why is that patch so far up? Like, they didn't put it on before, you know.
Opposition to Greg, I think it was just to highlight that it's going to be a tough race. Willard gets money and will spend them to gain attention. He's invisible until election season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We call him Roy the Destroyer. That's his DEFCON 5 jacket.
That's
yeah,
his
my your
wrestling
mom
name.
dodged Scud missiles for a living. It's hard to
That's
impress
his
her.
wrestling name.
But look, folks, you know, I also saw that comment on YSKT about I'm a businessman. I'm a businessman.
You know what? That's where I was going next. Hold on, let me pull that up real quick.
That
okay.
was on.
YSKT.
No, I think it was on 318 Central or
That was on something different. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't even bother to respond, but I tell you what, I really wanted to, but I was involved doing so many things today. But look, here's the thing. If you are a self-proclaimed business person, if you feel that you have this high level of business astuteness, then before you sign on something like $100 million project, $80 million project, whatever it shakes out at, I really feel it's going to end up being $100 million. You put together what is called a CBA, a cost benefit analysis. The cost is $100 million. The benefit is this much. And this is how it will take place. This is how it will come about. Now, what we know from the two presentations that were placed on the city website and the three mayoral briefings dating back almost 2 years now, okay? What we know is this. We're going to contribute 40 million. We're going to try and get companies to contribute something. And then we're going out to bonds, to the bond market for the rest. I don't think companies are going to contribute much at all. It'll be just like that Restore project. I think what's going to happen, we're going to end up going to the bond market for $60 million. And we will be on the hitch for that, on a hook, for that $60 million, when I say we, the city of Alexandria, the citizens, for the next 40 years. I'll be gone. I'll be long and gone. But the folks after me will have to pay that off, okay? Here's the problem with that. The whole premise of this Reignite program is to generate revenue, to grow revenue. They don't have a cost benefit analysis. That's one of the first things you do. If you're a major corporation, that's what you do. If you're an organization, that's what you do. If you are a nonprofit, that's what you do. I'm going to spend this much money, and that much money is going to get me this. The costs and the benefits. We got none of that. Plus, we got a hodgepodge of unconsolidated projects that they grouped into this grab bag that they labeled Reignite. None of it is comprehensive. None of it is cohesive. None of it is connected. The few pieces that connect together, the pickleball courts and the tennis courts, okay, that is connected. Splash pad, no. The streets that they're repairing, no. None of this comes to a comprehensive project, okay? And it does not have specified benefits. And every time when I look through those two presentations that was posted on the website, one of the recurring statements is quality of life. I think I stopped counting at 15. It was mentioned 15 times in those two presentations. Quality of life is an abstract value. It has no tangible cost that you can attach to it. There's nothing that you can say, okay, quality of life generates this much dollars.
Yeah.
No, you don't have that. So what's happening? We're spending a whole lot of money for things that essentially boil down to another beautification type project, another dog park, another lights under the bridge and vegetation under a overpass. That's what we're getting. And it is not going to generate revenue. If it was going to generate revenue, there would be revenue projections from year one throughout the extent of the project. If it's 20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
At least the first 5 years.
You would know where that money's coming from. Is it going to come from tournaments at the pickleball court? Will it come from tennis tournaments at the newly renovated tennis courts for $2.2 million? Will it come from somewhere else? We have none of that. This is all pie in the sky. This is essentially Jock Roy's version of Donald Trump's concept of a plan. You have no particulars here. You definitely don't have a cost-benefit analysis. So, I mean, this is just pie in the sky, crazy stuff. And we're going to pay for it. We are paying for it now. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Hold on. Why companies not saying anything about working with the city? That's true. Mr. Porter, so there was something that we went through on the last show, right? They talked about 30 million that came from private, state, and federal funds, right? But I had a point of contention where why are we grouping the funds that we get from private investors with the state and federal funds? Because those are two different things. One's private and one's state. And my conclusion that we came to on the last show is that the private investors are invested at a bare minimum, right? But the number is so small that they had to group it with the state and federal investments in order to justify the benefit of the private investors. Like, we don't know how much is being invested outside of the state and federal and outside of what's on the outlay and what's outside of the bond, because the only thing left is the private investors. And we don't know what these people are privately investing. And we don't know what they're expecting in return, which actually makes the bill larger than what they're displaying. Because if these people or if these private investors are expecting something back, what are they expecting back? What kind of deals with the devil are we making? Is one of these private investors people like C. Ray Lewis, who is, listen to what he said. I thought there was no economic development or economic growth in Alexandria. And then YSKT says, y'all are truly sold to the highest bidder, which is literally what he is. I would never in my life ride for a person like Jock Roy the way you black men ride for him. You all are serious disgrace to the African-American race. I really had to say it because the devil is real. His response is, it does not matter to me who is in any seat, as I'm politically impartial. I'm a business. If the city does well, my company does well. But the thing is, that doesn't negate what was said. You are sold to the highest bidder. Period. So, like, calling this.
I was upset because
so
every single time it has something to do with economic development, I see him and I see another guy I will not speak of because he don't even stay here anymore. So, but he always says things like this, and it's always so snarky, you know. And I'm just like, these are things are things that you know about, and you know about a lot more, you know, and you just waiting, you know, to put it all out there to make yourself look good. But when you said I'm a business, that means you can be bought. I'm done.
You are like, that's the point of what she was saying. You know what? I'm not going to say that that's who you're talking about, but I know Jerry Jones has a habit of that as well. Yeah. Jerry Jones has that really bad. And I was like, didn't you fail as a councilman? Didn't you have to be appointed? And then didn't you not get reelected after that? Like, didn't, like, there's, like, people with no actual political acumen. So when you're expecting, we talk a lot about leaders, and this particularly Crayfish Lewis talks a lot about leadership, right? Leadership is the ability to point people in the right direction, right? But when you're essentially saying, I'll be sold, that's not the right direction, because money isn't everything. And your principles shouldn't be revolving around how much you can get out of something. Because at some point, being a leader requires you to give people some type of compass to look at. To be, okay, so my morals are set on this. Morally, this is where, because that's leadership. You can talk about leadership all day long, but morals, having standards, is leadership. That's leadership worth following. I'll say it like that. But I feel like what Crayfish is doing is Crayfish is trying to fulfill the coonery gap that Reddix and BO and Danny, the likes of those people left, because there are no good sellouts anymore. We don't have any more sellouts. If you look at it,
still got a lot of them now, dude.
I'm saying we don't have any ones in politics. Like, there's not a lot of. Remember how it was like a whole slew of them? It was like Derek Alexander and like all the ones that tried to ramshot the city council. Like, those people aren't around anymore, and there is a gap. And I don't know if sellouts are needed so we can see the example of what not to be. But I mean, we have to make some type of use out of them, you know, while we have them in our presence. This is not what you want to do. You know.
Well, look. Let me take a stab at three of the issues you brought up just recently in this last discussion. So, as far as the funding, when the city receives grants from the state, federal government, and even from private philanthropic organizations, which we don't get a lot of that, there usually is an amount that the city must put up to match it. Now, if the city doesn't have that money to match it, one way to get it is to go to private entities and see if they will contribute that money for the match. Depending on what the grant is, the match may be 20%, it may be 25%, or for philanthropic organizations, they set their own match. They want to see that the city has some skin in the game. The city has some investment in it. They're not going to just give you the money 100%, let you do that with it. They want to make sure you have some equity into this project. Okay. So that's why a lot of times you'll see the grouping of federal grant money, state grant money, and private grant money. Now, if the city was able to put the money up themselves, then they wouldn't need the private group, right? The matching funds. So that addresses, that's my take on the first issue you mentioned. Now, on the other part, anytime an individual have to tell you who they are, I am a businessman, I am a leader, I am this, reserve that for yourself. You know, if I have to proclaim that I'm a lover, but I have no rap whatsoever, you know, that's all in my mind. I'm not a lover, you know? So the thing is, if somebody is a business,
Wait, hold on, Mr. Porter.
Wait, go back, Mr.
No,
Porter.
you didn't just lay down some smooth ass line and just gloss over it. If I tell you I get the ladies, and you don't see me with no ladies, what that tell you?
Never saw you with a
Never saw you with a lady.
Never
I
saw
ain't
you
never
with
even
one.
heard of a lady liking you.
I see you with your boys all the
I see
time,
what you-
hanging out in the club. I never see you with no lady.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Porter.
But yeah, so we got way off on track. Okay. But the thing is, if I have to tell you I'm this and I'm that, and you can't look at me and judge that for yourself or draw that conclusion for yourself, something's wrong. And if I have to keep repeating it to try and convince you that I'm a businessman and I'm a leader, you know, and all this stuff, then something's wrong. On the topic of leadership, behavioral scientists have identified 7 primary characteristics of leaders. And you know what one of those characteristics is?
What's that?
They are good followers.
Yes.
What makes a good leader is that this person was at one time or still is a very good follower. And, you know, and there's 6 others, and it's all done through evaluation, behavioral science, evaluations of situations, human behavior, things like that. And then if you insist that you're a businessman, there are several principles of business. And one of them is if you're going to make a huge expenditure, you do a cost benefit analysis.
Back to the cost benefit.
and look, and you go, it's all over the internet. I mean, it's in economics 101. If you're going to major in business administration or economics, you're going to come across that in your first semester, the first class you take in business. You're going to come across that. You know, you don't just run out and spend money and hope that something that you make money from it. No, you evaluate the situation and you decide how much money you're going to spend, what will be the result of spending this money, how you will do it, and how much time it'll take, what money you expect to come in year 1, year 2, just like you were pointing out, Tavares, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, a 15-year plan, a 20-year plan. And you come back every year and you evaluate that every single year and see if you're still on track.
That's accountability.
Yeah, and if you're not on track, but that's economics, that's finance. You know, that's business. We're not doing any of that. Alexandria's not doing any of that. They're coming up with all of these far-fetched type things, throwing it together. Oh, it sounds good. Reignite, that'll follow up the River Project. That'll follow up on the heels of the Restore Project. You know, all this stuff. It's just window dressing. It's a big facade. We're being hoodwinked, people. We're being bamboozled. And we got to realize that. And we got to stand up. We got to stand up for Alexandria. We got to stand up for ourselves. We got to stand up for our community, and especially for our families, because these are all the people being impacted by these these awful things that's being done. We have higher priorities to direct our money to. Alexandria is not a rich city. We operate on 241 million a year. That's not enough money to do everything we need to get done in a year. So you have to establish priorities. You have to decide what is most important, what benefits the most people right now. And that's how we have to direct our money. You can't run out doing pickleball courts. I mean, look, do the math. They say you can have the pickleball court for 1 hour maximum, if nobody else is waiting. And if this is supposed to be a quality of life, you got 6 pickleball courts, 4 people can play at a time, an hour apiece. Okay, so that's 6 times 4. That's 24 people. Now it's only open during the summer for what, 8 hours or so? So now you're talking about 8 times 24. And then if it's 365 days a year, that's 8 times 24 times 365. Well, guess what? That's a small fraction of our city population.
Right.
So how is that going to impact a whole lot of people? But guess what? We done spent a tremendous amount of money on that. Now, if we took that same money and put it towards improving the street lights, the ones where the street lights are out, and you know what Jim Ballard and Chuck Fowler said? No, we're not going to do that. All they're going to do is shoot the lights out. Okay, so we're not going to replace those lights because all they're going to do is shoot the lights out so it'll be dark and they can commit crimes. That's the mentality you're dealing with. You got to get Jim Ballard out of there. If that's how he feels, we're not going to put any money into your neighborhoods because all you're going to do is destroy it. Well, folks, y'all got the wrong person in the at-large position. You got to get him out of there. And the same thing with Jack Roy, because he goes along with all of that stuff. Now, we can't do anything about Chuck Fowler. Okay, that area that nobody runs against him. And unfortunately, nobody ran against Elizabeth Felter. So we're stuck with those two, right? But for the others, we can do something about. We can do something about Jim Ballard. We can do something about Jack Roy. And we need to. Now, once we get all of our basic necessities addressed, now we can start going and saying, hey, you know what? It'll be real nice to have a walking path along City Park. It'll be real nice to have, well, I don't know nothing about pickleball, okay, but pickleball courts or tennis courts, and what I saw a comment was, well, hey, what about a skating park where people can just come, kids can strap on their skates, and they got a surface where they could skate, a smooth surface for that. Well, these are some really good ideas. But for me, where does that fall in the priority list when folks got brown water running into their house, even though we got another A rating? But we talked about that on this show, how that rating is calculated. Yeah, so you could have brown water and still get an A rating.
What's the purpose of the test?
That's right. So, but the thing is, a priority that addresses the critical needs, the critical issues of our communities, and unfortunately, of the majority of our community. Those are the people who have been abandoned, they've been neglected, they've been forsaken. That has to change. And how can you stand up there in a lemon orange coat and say, this is all about togetherness? No, this is not togetherness. You don't care that my ditches are open and clogged, and when there's a rainstorm, the water comes into my garage. No, where's the togetherness there? You could care less about that.
Now, Mr. Porter, I don't know if you see in this comment, this came to me earlier as well from another source, but they said your opponent, Mr. Johnson, was at a Martin Park meeting and they were asking him about some funds that was left for drainage, and they asked him where it was, and he said it went to another district.
Yeah. So what happened was when I left office 4 years ago, and I have to give a lot of credit to the late Joe Fuller. Joe, you know, all of us need mentors, right? Joe was one of my mentors. He was, and he provided me a lot of good counsel. And it was Joe that helped me get those projects into the budget. And it was a fight. We had to fight Jeff Hall and his entire administration every step of the way. We had to fight them. We would get things in the budget because we had 4 votes on the city council. But once you get it in the budget, you cannot make the mayor spend that money. He cannot spend that money for anything else, but we can't force him to spend the money. So we had, with Joe's assistant, I had a project in for Morton Park. It was $1.8 million. I had project in for Shenandoah. I had 2 projects in for Deerfield, the Deerfield Horseshoe Quails area. And I had projects in to close ditches along Culpeper Drive. After I lost that election, all of those capital projects that we fought so hard to get into the budget, they were removed. I mean, Jack Roy came in December. By January, those projects was gone. Now, unfortunately, Gary Johnson, who touted that he has a lot of experience as a budget analyst with the military, he had no idea that money had been removed from the budget. And here we are 4 years later, nothing has been put back in the budget for District 2, nothing. So the point here, the message of that story is this: you need people who are competent. Okay, I'm not saying you need rocket scientists as council member, although I am a rocket scientist. I'm a nuclear engineer, but that's not necessary, right? You don't need that. You just need somebody who will stay awake, look at things, read things, research things, ask questions if you don't know, and stay alert at the wheel. Don't fall asleep at the wheel. That's what you need. And you need somebody who's going to stand up for your community and advocate on behalf of your community. And if you don't have a person in the representing you that's doing that, then your district will never get anything. And as I mentioned before, we're a poor city. We only have $241 million to work with. That's not enough to go around to do everything that needs to get done. So you need folks in there advocating for you on your behalf so that you get some of that and some improvement in your district. When you just advocate that totally and just totally give up, then that money does get taken away from you, like it was for District 2, and applied to somebody else, applied to District 5 and District 4, and you get zero. We saw that with Roosevelt Johnson when he was in office. He allowed all the money to go somewhere else. That's like letting people take your lunch every day you go to school and you go home hungry. And your parents ask you, well, didn't you eat lunch? No, I didn't eat lunch, but I'm hungry now. Okay, you can't just let people take your lunch every time. And that's what's been happening the last 4 years. They've been stealing our lunch and we got nothing. So
we've been having people give away our lunch though.
Yeah.
They're like, hey,
That was a
you
great
hungry?
analysis.
You hungry? Hey, come have my lunch. Yeah, you can have mine. No, nobody. No, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'll eat later.
Yeah. I'll eat when I get home.
I'll eat when I get home. Yeah. But yeah,
But in our
Jeannie
case-
Moran, we can't call them bullies because we're literally willingly giving it up.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
You know what, Ms. Velma? So I finally figured out what you was talking about, Ms. Velma. So the meeting that you're referring to, or you making reference to, that was the budget meeting. I can't, because they told me that you was watching something that was a long committee budget meeting, but you were watching the budget hearing, and that's when Gary Johnson told Cynthia Perry that, listen, I know the budget is limited, but we'll discuss which parks in my district get done and which parks in your district get done. They were literally arguing over those pennies. And Jock was like, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't have nothing to do with that. I just but yeah, that's I remember that. I know what you're talking about.
And look, Tavares, it actually goes a little deeper than that. Because at the time that discussion took place, the city council had already voted to approve the budget. Okay?
There wasn't nothing coming out of it.
So it was a done deal, right? Now, District 3 didn't get anything. District 2 didn't get anything. And they still had projects that they wanted included in the budget. The budget was already approved. Okay, so now Gary Johnson is negotiating with Cynthia Perry that, well, look, we're not going to be able to get all our stuff in, so I'm going to negotiate with you, and we're going to pick one of the multiple projects that we have for District 2 and District 3 that neither of these projects made it into the budget, which has already been approved. So we are going to just decide on one of these projects and go have a meeting with Jack Roy and see if he would be gracious enough to substitute our one project into the budget. Now, here's the fallacy of that thinking. 4 years is enough time to earn a high school diploma. 4 years is enough time to earn a college degree. 4 years on anybody's job, you should be able to do that job. And here we have a stark example what Ms. Velma was watching. 4 years on the job, and you still don't have no clue as to how this works, how to do this job. A city council member could write a budget supplement and get it approved and add that to the budget. And if you got 4 votes, it goes to the budget. Now, the mayor can always veto it, okay? But you can put things into the budget. You don't just have to allow the mayor to submit to you what that budget is. Now, that is the mayor's job, but the city council holds the power. They control the purse strings. They can decide, you know what, I'm going to take this out of the budget you submitted, Jack Roy, and I'm going to replace it with this project in District 2. And if you get 4 votes, that goes into the budget. Now, Jack Roy could always veto the budget, okay? And then if you can get 5 votes, you override his veto. Now, here's the problem with that. If you don't understand how the budget process works, and the budget process is the primary power that the city council holds. The city council controls the money. But as soon as you approve that budget, essentially what you have done as a city council is said, everything that we put in that budget, Mayor, you now have the authority to go out and spend. But if it's not in that budget, you can't spend it. You can't take money out of this area and contribute it over to another area. You have to come back to us with a budget supplement to move money around. But for everything that we approved in that budget, as long as you spend it on those particular budget items, you got full authority to do that for the entire year. Now, when you're sitting there negotiating with somebody, that just brings me back to this old song from Billy Paul. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. District 2 had nothing. District 3 had nothing. And you're negotiating with somebody who has nothing. What you gonna get? Nothing from nothing is nothing. So you need people.
You can take nothing from nothing, and it'll give you a little bit of something. But more than likely, that something that you get from that nothing is more than likely nothing.
Okay, let's just do math. What is 0 minus 0?
-0.
No, 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay.
I tried to get that past the engineer and rocket scientist. I tried to get that one past.
And a math teacher. Don't forget.
A math teacher. What
I
don't
taught
you
math
do?
at Peabody. I taught science at Peabody.
Oh, this is a small flex. I'm sick of you, Mr. Porter. It's a small. I'm not. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, although I am a rocket scientist.
That's right. I'm not going to downplay my accomplishments.
There you go. There you go. Yes, so District 1, 2, and 3 are getting robbed. This is true. Lizzie tried to make Cynthia look bad, and Cynthia had no clue. I don't even. You don't have. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's get. All right. So, the next thing up, I think there might be one more committee meeting. There's not much to this at all. I think we're 15 minutes in. There's 30 minutes left. I'm assuming like 5 minutes ago. This is just blank space. There goes $250 an hour, sitting there just chilling.
285.
$285 an hour.
Yeah, when I left office, his contract was $285 an hour, and he gets paid an hour before city council and an hour after. An hour to prepare, an hour to compose, and then. If anybody asks him to do something like prepare an ordinance or something, he gets the bill for that also. He makes $1 million a year from us or more. Trey gets.
All because his daddy wrote the charter.
Yep. And he's been in that position for 32 years. So and by the way, Chuck Fowler's been on the city council 32 years also.
It's time to send Trey Gist to the house. It's way overdue time to send him to the house.
And then he always walk in there with just the paper.
Yeah.
Like as long as he been there, he walk in with a sheet of paper as well.
He don't even pretend like he's there to do anything. You know, he don't even come in with a briefcase or nothing. He don't even pretend. You know, the little leather satchel. He don't even come in with that.
I would come in looking like $1 million, like
every
like
time
I earned $1 million.
That's right.
And
look, why you talking about? I said we go rob their asses.
Oh no!
And look, he's not required to be at the committee meetings, but he shows up there, right? So cha-ching, cha-ching, he's getting paid for the committee meeting.
Committee meetings are forecast.
Hold on. Let me explain this to Ms. Bell real quick. Yes, Ms. Bell, the charter can be amended. Right, but the last time we tried that, that's what got Mr. Porter unelected. They came after him for trying to change that damn charter. Yeah,
I tried to change the utility incentives. I tried to implement a residency rule. Oh my goodness, I done forgotten because I'm getting old. I'm getting feeble-minded. I forget a whole bunch. Oh, I wanted to change the format for these festivals. You know, I proposed that we track the attendance and we keep track of the costs. None of which they did. Okay, none of which they did. We didn't know how many people attended, and they couldn't tell you how much money we spent on those festivals.
They still can't, by the way.
No, because they don't want to.
They don't want.
They know it's a lot, and that if you, the citizen, knew, you would say, wait a minute, We spend that much on Winterfett. We spend that much on Riverfett. We spend that much on Artfett. We spend that much on
Queuing on the red. I mean, not queuing on the red.
Dinner on the rocks.
Bricks. Yeah, on the red.
Dinner on the bricks. I'm sorry, dinner on the bricks.
Dinner on the rocks.
If folks saw how much money we spent, and look, and at the time, all that money was coming out of our recreation budget. That's why we didn't see anything in our neighborhoods, at our local parks or community centers. All that money was going into these ridiculous fets. Okay. And so the problem was, when I was pointing that out, folks were getting exposed and they didn't like it. And so they start putting money into people's pockets saying, look, go out, do this recall, do this campaign, say that he's stealing money or all this other stuff. I mean, it's crazy stuff. He shook you down for a bribe. All that stuff.
I remember that.
He deals in drugs. I mean, it was just totally ridiculous. I do not have a criminal record. I've never been arrested. I've never been accused of a crime. But the problem with our folks, and I don't wish to hurt people's feelings, but Black folks in Alexandria, when a white person says something bad about a Black person, we are inclined to believe it with no justification, no proof, no evidence. But if somebody says something good about a Black person, you got to bring evidence, you got to bring justification before I will accept that. Now, that culture has to change. We have to change that in our community, okay? We got good people, we got bad people in our community. But goddamn, don't paint all of us with the same brush. And when you got people who are drug dealers and former felons and criminals, and they're saying somebody who is not a felon and not a criminal, that they are a criminal, remember this: whenever somebody point a finger, you got 4 fingers pointing back at that person. So if somebody's pointing the finger at someone else, don't look at the person that they're pointing the index finger at. Look at where the other 4 fingers are pointing. Look at that person. And that's the culture we need to embed in our community.
Hey.
We gotta change that.
It's live and may be viewed live on the public Optum channel 4. A rebroadcast may be viewed on Optum Cable Channel 4. In the City of Alexandria website, we're going to have the invocation. Can you roll call?
Mr. Johnson?
Here.
Ms. Felter? Here. Mr. Green?
Present.
Mr. Fowler?
I'm here.
Mr. Valor?
Here.
Mr. Lorbeday?
Here.
Ms. Perry?
Here.
Madam President, your report.
Approval of the minutes taken from the regular meeting held on July 28. I need a motion and a second, please.
Move. Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Millard. Public comments on what section of the written minutes you would like to make a comment on. If it is not in the written minute, there will not be any discussion or comments, only on the agenda. If you have any questions pertaining to any items on the agenda, please contact administration before or after the meeting. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
F, consent calendar. Number 1, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for extrication tools and battery charges for the fire department. Number 2, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the existing contract with Solarscape LLC for electric utility right-of-way maintenance. Number 3, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the existing contract with CBS Cleaning Services for janitorial services for the transit buses and the passenger transit van. Number 4, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a professional service agreement with Pan American Engineering LLC for engineering and PHMSA grant-related services. Number 5, introduction of an ordinance amending the Alexandria Police Department's recruitment and retention policy and initiative, ordinance number 74-2023, in accordance with Resolution Number 0435-2023, providing for recruitment of post-certified officers. Number 6, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew a professional service agreement with Art Radpiece for cleaning services at Franco Hunter Gym and the Youth and Teen Center on Sylvester Street.
Need a motion, please? A second?
Second.
Motion by Council Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Any items to committee?
G, resolution. Number 7, resolution authorizing advertisement for bid for turnout gear for the fire department.
Motion, please? Second. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 8, resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for high mast lighting for the electric distribution
Motion,
department.
motion, please?
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 9, resolution to co-sponsor the Arts Council of Central Louisiana Fall Art Walk in October 2026.
Motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 10, a resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for annual requirements contract for water, wastewater, natural gas, and general site-related system 2026.
Motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Ballard. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
H, ordinances for final adoption subject to public hearing. Number 11, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for an insulated articulating telescopic boom and material handle.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 12, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for full spectrum imaging system FSIS-2 color lab system and full spectrum imaging system FSIS-CSE2.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 13, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for a 47-foot sheet height hydraulic digger decker truck. The administration is requesting that this item be removed.
Motion remove.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler. Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Fowler. Ballard to have this removed. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 14, to consider final adoption of an ordinance amending and reenacting Article 12, Chapter 7 of the City Code, Sections 7-231, 7-233, 7-235, 7-237, and 7-240 to allow the use of administrative adjudication to enforce building codes, zoning, vegetation and nuisance ordinances, sewage and drainage regulation, matters involving licensing and permits, and other violation as determined by the city council.
A motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion, any opposed?
No.
No?
Said no.
Councilman Green.
Huh?
Councilman Green, no.
Okay. Motion,
Go ahead.
motion carried.
Number 15, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the lowest proposal received from Sinlot Cleaning and Details LLC for janitorial services for the utility customer service building.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second. Second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 16, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the existing contract with Solar Power Line LLC for electric distribution overhead maintenance services.
Motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Ballard. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 17, to consider final adoption of an ordinance revoking a 30 feet by 30 feet lift station servitude located at Lot 2-A of Scottish Turn subdivision.
Motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 18, to consider final adoption of an ordinance to rezone 3511 England Drive, Alexandria, Louisiana, from an MHP mobile home park zoning district to a PD planned development zone to allow for mobile homes and RVs for lots 9 through 20, 37 through 48, and lot 57 at an existing mobile home park. Motion.
Okay. So, Mr. Porter, are you aware of this RV park that they're trying to put out on England Drive?
Yeah, I'm slightly familiar with it. Yes.
Okay, so in the last city council meeting, apparently the people that are coming to build the data center are going to need a place. The construction workers are going to need a place to stay.
Yes.
So what the city did is they're going to run water lines outside of the city boundaries to this
right.
RV park,
Yes.
so they can have water.
That's right. Yes. Not just water, but sewage and electrical. I don't believe gas was included. Was gas?
I don't think gas. I don't think gas.
Okay. But water line, so a water main, a sewer line, and electrical feeder line. Yes.
Did not know the electrical feeder part.
Yes.
Damn. Well,
Now it depends on. I think the reason they're doing that because they did not want to have to tap into CLECO's line, so that determined where the location was. Because outside of a certain boundary, Alexandria Utility System cannot provide service.
I think one of the comments that Villard made, or Fowler, I can't remember, they sound just alike. I think we stand to make some money on this too.
No, you know what? What's sad is if you're a resident of Alexandria, you get a certain rate from Alexandria Utility System. But if you are outside of Alexandria, you pay a higher rate. But if you add the rate that you pay if you're outside of Alexandria to the rate that you pay inside Alexandria plus the city property tax you pay to Alexandria, you're much better off having Alexandria Utility Service and being outside of the boundary of Alexandria. Paid a little 3 cents more per kilowatt and forego the city of Alexandria property tax. You actually come out better. Now, if you, I'm serious. Do the math. You know, add it up. Check what
you don't have to pay the property tax because you're not inside the city.
Exactly. But now you get access. You can still get access to the city of Alexandria utility system, but the increase by not being inside the city is not that significant, to where it becomes a better financial situation for you.
You know, now that you say that, I just thought about something. Now, these palm-colored people can run to the city council and say, we need water lines, we need this and that ran outside city limits.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the people in Kellyland, never mind.
No, but you're on the right track because they can do that, and they do that all the time. You have contractors come to the city of Alexandria to do that, to get a permit and request that. It happens all the time. Yes.
And they refuse to annex Kellyland into the city.
Well, here's one of the issues with that. When places outside the city were constructed, they did not have to comply to Alexandria building codes. So that means they could have, I'll just give you an example. They could have used inferior type equipment. They could have not have drainage. Okay. They may not have sewage. And so when the city annexes those areas, now the city has to come out and spend capital money, capital improvement investments to upgrade that area to the city codes. And that is a major drain of funds from the city. So some of these places we really never, ever should have included into the city of Alexandria, because those are the areas that we have to go back and do a tremendous amount of capital improvement just to bring it up to the city codes. Because once you're outside the city, the only codes you have to comply with would be the parish codes.
Right.
And so much of that, the parish codes were developed and designed for rural areas, you know, for farmers, for ranchers, for places like that. You know, not for cities, not for urban type communities.
But see, the thing is, the benefits of annexing a place like Kellyland, because majority of those people are people that help keep Alexandria going.
Yeah.
They just happen to live in Kellyland.
There's pros. Yeah, there's pros and cons. There's you know, advantages and disadvantages. You're right. Yes.
Well, that's it.
Motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler. By Councilman Lawberdane. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 19, to consider final adoption of an ordinance to rezone 58 Harmon Lane, Alexandria, Louisiana, from B2 commercial business, community business, to C1 limited commercial zoning district to allow for commercial parking.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilwoman Felter, second by Councilman Ballard. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 20, to consider final adoption of an ordinance annexing 26.73 acres being tract 1, 6.71 acres, and tract 2, 20.02 acres located in section 41, 53, and 54 of Township 4 North Range 2 West, Rapides Parish, Louisiana.
Motion, please.
So they're annexing 26 acres into Alexandria. I have no idea where any of that is. They said it's West Rapides. I have no idea where that is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know the kind of map that I would need to look at to find out where that is. But let's keep listening and see.
Please. Motion by Council Fowler, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Ballard. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 21, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for natural gas welding services for the gas department.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Ballard. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 22, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for 3-phase pad mount.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 23, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for single-phase pole mount. The administration is requesting that this item be delayed for 2 weeks.
Motion, please.
Motion delay.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 24, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for single-phase pad mount. The administration is requesting that this item be delayed for 2 weeks.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Resolution public hearing, community development. Number 25, to continue a public hearing concerning condemnation on the following structure: 1505 Second Street, Richard Hunter Holloway et al.
Motion and second to open the public hearing.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed?
Public hearing is open. We'll need a roll call. No, public hearing is open.
Public hearing is open.
Chad Reed with, excuse me, Chad Reed with Community Development. We are asking for condemnation on 1505 Second Street.
Do we have anybody here from that? Okay. Would you like to say something? You can go to Yes.
And as the council's aware, this one has already been continued. It was granted them additional time last time, 60 days.
That's correct. The council, last time we were here, y'all graciously gave us continuance, and we appreciate that very much. Mr. Holloway has been working vigorously to try to put something together. It's hard to get it done in 60 days, and we would respectfully request that you please consider giving us another continuance for some time, because he's trying to make something work. Y'all, he's not dragging his feet. He has no reason not to do something. And believe you me, you have his attention, and he is trying to do something. But to be able to put something together in that area is not an easy commercial marketable thing to do. And if you could give us more time, something's going to be done before the end of the year. There's no doubt about it. And we recognize that. We appreciate the consideration that you gave us last time. And we wish y'all, it's right there by the community college, the VOTEC. And he's got 2 or 3 things on his mind trying to put it together. And it's hard to do something like that in 60 days. And so y'all graciously continued it for us one time. We'd ask that you do it again, knowing that something's got to happen soon. And again, we respect that. I like to say, y'all, I appreciate what the council's doing very much. I like to say that you don't see what's not there. And if you drive around town on MacArthur Drive or on some of the other streets, going to the residential areas, you can see the work this happened. I mean, there have been a lot of structures that have been torn down. There have been a lot of dilapidated buildings that are no longer there. You don't see it because it's not there. And at the end of the day, things are looking.
What'd you say?
I say he can kiss some butt, can't he?
Man, he is. I'm talking about. He is a. You can see the work that's being done. All I need is about 20, 25, 30 more days. Man, we got to get them out of here. The man in the middle is not even looking at them folks. That's some BS. That is your, I call him Ponytail. I don't really know his name. I know he has a name. I know he has an important position, but.
Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, he's Shawn Michaels. He's the
Nah, you know Shawn Michaels cool. We love Shawn Michaels. What about the other dude? I forgot his name.
Triple H.
Y'all so wrong.
RVD. We'll call him RVD.
RVD, Ron Van Dam.
Now, Mr. Porter.
Ponytail.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Where's this property at?
From what I can judge, sounds like it's on 3rd Street, past the expressway. So it would be, because he said is right close to the community college. You know, the welding and mechanical part of the community college building that's right by the levee, you know, close to.
You know what? It's that house. You know what? We looked at it. Okay, so before you get to, say you're coming up 3rd, going towards downtown.
That's right, going to downtown. Right.
Yeah, on the right-hand side, it's a house there that they want to clear out for a parking lot.
Okay.
And they want to expand the parking lot right there. It's right on the levee, though. You're right.
Okay, so that's what I'm thinking, you know. I'll have to look and
you know, the thing is, we looked it up. We actually looked up the address on the show, and that was our mom is the one that pointed out exactly where it was.
Okay.
So it's that house. It's the house right next to it. It's in mass disrepair. It's been there for years. It's been there for years. But it's
I mean, what, that house probably 100 years old? I don't know. I'm just estimating.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is, and I'm assuming that's the reason why he's wanting to make the proper plans for this. But we'll continue.
But now look, sound like they had 60 days. Did I hear that correctly?
They had original 60 days because that's when we covered it the first time.
And they got nothing to show for it after 60 days?
Look, man, we're planning something. It's kind of hard to, you know, and he's not dragging his feet.
It's hard with the environment.
Yeah, it's not dragging his feet or nothing. I promise you that. He's just, you know, he's got to work some things out with his wife. You know, he's just had a baby, and he's got a wife on the side, and it's tough, man. You got to make it through, and then we got to just a continuance. But I see all the other destruction that you guys are doing around the city, and I just want to say, chef's kiss. You guys are doing excellent. But can we get another 75 days?
60 days and you got nothing to show? My goodness.
Damn.
Hey, Lawrence,
What?
get him a fork. How much he eating?
Yeah, I mean, get him a butter knife too, so he could. Wasn't that black lady crying that some councilman didn't give a damn? Yeesh.
Better. Alexandria does look prettier. I don't care what you say about it.
Come on, man.
Oh, he's buttering them up.
Oh, that biscuit is buttered. Oh, Jesus.
I do wonder how many structures have been taken down.
How much you want to bet? Because listen, before he got up there, RVD told y'all that this has already been adjudicated. We already gave him another 60 days. So this path of ass kissing that he's on is completely unnecessary because he's already gotten what he needs.
No, it's necessary because he wants an additional 60 days.
But they've already decided to give it to him. This was already done before he even got there.
Oh, wait. I thought he was applying for an extension.
No, see, RVD remember that court that they were holding? This was one of those cases out of that court. And he attended or whatever, and he got what he needed. So he's already coming to the podium with the answer that he already needed, and he's already gotten what he needed. So now I'm trying to figure out why is he needing to explain this. But
I would like to have a count on it because I live here too, and I want it to look nice. And I appreciate everything that y'all are doing, and I appreciate you attempting to expedite the process. That's all wonderful. But y'all, we're not here dragging our feet, and we're not asking for something that we wouldn't use. He's trying to do something, and so he's here and I respect the decision that you make. But if y'all could give us more time, we do recognize that something has to be done before the end of the year, if not sooner, and we're working on it. But and that's where we're at. Mr. Holloway.
I got a question. So for the inspectors, do y'all see an improvement? Do y'all see them working?
On the structure, 1505, no, there's been no improvement at all. I went by there today. There's been no change in it.
Did you put something?
Yeah.
We were instructed to put the boards up last time.
It has been boarded up. Excuse me, if I may.
okay, now I remember they gave him a certain amount of time to board it up because it was deemed a public hazard. Right? They were going to work with him as long as he boarded it up.
It has been boarded up, sir.
It hasn't been boarded up to code. There's still openings in the building.
Okay, when I passed by on the front of it, I saw it was boarded up for what it was looking like in the past. So I didn't go around the entire building, but you said it's not boarded up to your specifications.
It's not right. There's still openings in the building where rodents, things like that can get in there. The inside is still exposed to the elements.
Well, the Wise Goldring building was not boarded up for the longest, and we stood by it. But whatever. And so to answer your question.
Damn.
No,
Did anybody
he
catch
didn't.
that? Did anybody catch that?
No, he didn't. No,
Did
he
anybody
didn't.
catch that?
No, he didn't.
See, this is why I feel like the most fearsome thing that Alexandria can do is to get Mr. Porter up there with Jules and Greg and just dissect it analytically to the nth degree. Because I know y'all heard Jules sit up there and say, well, the Weiss and Goldring building was on board for years and nobody said nothing about that.
That's right.
Got him. But I'll carry on.
Question, the former mayor's home, the former mayor of Alexandria home on Jackson Street, I live on Mary, they have spent some money on refurbishing that house. So it is a place that could be, once you decide what you're going to do it, but just answer your question about how it's being refurbished, that home on Jackson Street, I thought they were going to tear it down, but they have put some money into it to bring it back to back to Congress. So again, I'm not aware of the back of the building not being completely boarded up to the specification, but what I did see on the front, you did make an attempt to do what you said last time you would board it up. Thank you, Madam President.
Mr. Holloway, you get to stand. So I know.
Did he call it a stand?
So the point that Councilman Green made, okay, we have other cases where folks have invested the money and refurbished the place. So that's an option for you. Is that something you're willing to do? And apparently, I'm waiting to hear his answer, because what Green said was, hey, you can tear it down or you could refurbish it. It's going to take money. So which option are you going to pursue? And it's been 60 days. So you've sat on your hands for 60 days. You boarded up the front of the place. Apparently you didn't board up the back of it. So what's your next step? And that's what I'm getting from Green, is that you have two options. You can demolish it or you can refurbish it. Which is it? What are you going to do?
Let's see what he says.
What is taking your time and money? You still put money into that building?
Yes, sir. And at one time, my parents had it where actually stayed in the house many times. I mean, it was totally refurbed inside. And then just over a period of time, just I guess because of the area, it just fell into neglect.
What do you mean because of the area?
Yeah, he's not in a black area. He's downtown Alexandria.
What are you trying to say?
That's still very much black to me.
That is black. That's the beginning of the black. That is the line where the black starts, if you will. Once you cross the train tracks, as they say, the other side of the tracks. Once you get over that, and see CLTCC, what they're not, CLTCC is slowly creeping into the black community. And that, I feel, is where the gentrification is going to start beginning at. That's what I feel, right? Is that house historic? Does it? I feel like it should be refurbished, but I'm going to stop there. Hold on.
Okay.
But we're hoping to make something very productive of it. And the lady's trying to raise some money and put a nice facility there.
How long, Mr. Holloway, and what kind of facility are you planning on?
A rehab facility for homeless veterans.
I love that idea. I love that. And you know what? There's grant money for that. Yeah, there's grant money for that. The only way it's going to get neglected is if you neglect it, ass. Yeah, well.
And it better be for what you say it's going to be for.
Would that require?
Yeah, you know what? They have to do it. They have to do it that way, because if they don't, then if they get grant money. I don't know. That's on the, go ahead.
So I was listening to how he hesitated. He didn't want that to come out.
That it was, he didn't want that to come out. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Tearing the building down and building a new facility?
Nope.
So
she wants to use the existing building.
The city.
I'm sorry.
No.
And so when does this remodeling supposed to take place?
She's trying to get the grants and everything in place right now. I mean, that's the problem, is it's taking a little bit longer than she had anticipated.
I know that house been up there for some years, and I do know that it's an eyesore. I would, if you're going to do something with it, I'd like to see a timeline, a time frame.
They want that land. They want that land.
She thinks she is, for one.
So do they want that land? Isn't that's prime real estate in that area, if I'm not mistaken? They want that land. That's why this is such a big deal.
They want that land for that city, for the CLTCC parking.
Ah.
Let me show y'all where I'm talking about. Mom, you're the one that picked it out, so I know you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do I look for it? I'm gonna go down third. Hold on, I gotta turn my keyboard on. No, other way. Third. Oh, there we go. 3rd Street.
Y'all not gonna comment on how spicy she is all of a sudden?
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm not going to go there. I'm really not going to go there because the nerve of some of these people.
She is very authoritative.
Oh yeah, she's taking on a new persona.
Oh,
if you will.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds like because they're frustrated with them not being able to get a hold to that land, sounds more like frustration than it does. She's really concerned about what's being done with that. That's what it sounds like to me. And if you say that's what it is, CC, whatever it is called, wants that parking lot, then that tells a lot about the way that she's saying it. Because I'm trying to figure out when was this, I mean, when did she care? You know what I'm saying?
Are y'all following me?
And my thing is, we're looking.
Okay.
My thing is, so why didn't you talk to this man if it's such a big deal to you? Why didn't you talk to this man one-on-one about this? Because this is District 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. So why didn't she have a conversation with the owner of the property herself? Because it's in your district. Right?
It's this house right here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they want that. Yeah, that's it right there.
And look where it's at.
Yeah.
It's
They want
right. Yeah, they want that. They
Yeah.
want that because look where it's at. Look where it's at.
Because, see, if she was really concerned about this would have been a conversation she would have had.
How
Her
old this picture
district.
is? I'm sorry. What's the year on this picture? 2020, what they say? 5?
April
Oh, my
2025.
Lord. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And what
Look
they're
at
going
that
to do
house.
is what they do is you restore it. And what she's trying to do is get the money to restore it where it can be livable in order for her to put homeless vets in there, which I see that. I mean, and it will take a while to do that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because
But-
you gotta restructure it. It's gotta be. It's a
Mhm.
lot of work that needs.
Yeah,
to
it's
go
a lot of
into
work
it.
that needs to be done. She first have to have the money to do it with. Ain't that something? Did you hear Miss Cynthia? Oh my God.
How come she wasn't this tough about Cheatham Park?
Oh no. I'm just gonna wait till 2031.
She be up there ready to cry any other time.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, because they being pressured to get that house, to move that house off of there so they can get that land. Y'all, this is why I'm so glad we do this show. Sometimes y'all be frustrating me, but I'm so glad we do this show because we're trying to show you guys exactly what's going on. And that is a perfect spot to expand their parking lot. It's a perfect spot. And
I gotta catch up with the comments. Give me a
the ideal that they're going so hard with this piece of property tells you a lot about them because they really don't care whether or not that lady do anything with that house. They just want that land
Yep.
because it's prime real estate.
Yeah, but so is Weiss and Goldring.
Well, in their minds, Weiss and Goldring was, but it ain't in ours, you know?
Yeah.
So
There's a
just
tree
think
there.
about
So
it
I was
from that
gonna work.
standpoint.
They're gonna cut the tree down.
Huh?
They're gonna cut that tree down.
Yeah.
They're gonna clear that lot. They're gonna clear it.
They're going to take everything off of it and turn it into a doggone parking lot, like you said.
Or maybe like they're gonna put like a park bench area there, or like a lunch area.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, or you know what else they could do? They could see what the city's trying to do. Let me tell you how this works, right? So what the city's trying to do is they're trying to get her leaned up. No
Yeah.
pun intended. Once they get her leaned up, they can take control of the property.
Yes.
Now, once they take control of the property, they can do with the property as they please at the taxpayers.
Exactly.
Now, what are they going to do? Going to give it to CLTCC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
at your expense. And Pan American Engineering is going to make some money off of it because they're probably the ones that's going to do it. So, boom, y'all, the plan. Didn't Jacques tell her to be stern? Y'all are ridiculous. Then there's also a walking trail right there. So how's that going to work? Yeah, they're going to turn it into like a lunch area. Watch. It's the Chase House is what it's called because Roy told her what to say. It's way worse now though. Yeah, y'all see how that shit works. But do they need that land? No. Do they want it? Yeah.
Yep.
Boy, if someone does a story about this, I wonder if YSKT is going to cover this. I wonder if other news outlets are going to try to beat YSKT to it. Because it seems to be the move now, y'all. Y'all
Do what y'all do.
Yeah, do what y'all do.
Please.
This is a Ponzi scheme, literally. Big bank take little bank.
Are you gonna press play or whatever you do? I don't know what's going on.
Do what? Oh man, I'm so sorry, y'all. Listen, my bad. I'm watching it on by myself.
I'd like to see a timeline, a time frame, or something on it because
2030. Yeah, 2030. That's the timeline.
Right.
When that house gets finished, Cheatham Park will be finished. How about that? Since you want to see a timeline, I want to see a timeline. Listen, y'all. Y'all might think that we're being unnecessarily tough on some of these people, but y'all have to realize that these people aren't being tough at all. They're only being tough on things that don't matter, and they're only being tough on what they're told to be tough on.
Exactly.
Bottom line.
the last meeting we met, we asked you to board it and you boarded, and you said that you would do some things to it besides just boarding it, but all you did was board the house up?
No, ma'am,
Nothing in the inside?
I cleaned all the trash off the front porch and, did as much as I could to clean it up. Now, apparently, there's had been some people there before who like to mess up the property, but, that's an ongoing thing. I have there's no trespassing, so anybody seen on there should, be run away, but that doesn't necessarily happen, so.
In other words, the APD isn't doing their job.
Well, for one thing, he need to put cameras up. That's what he needs to do to keep people off of it.
Well, I mean, there are cameras there because there's a parking lot there next to the school. I know.
No. I said on their property, not on the school. I don't care what the school got.
They don't got no electricity over there, baby. Well, I mean, they can get the solar panel camera.
Yeah, you can get the solar panel camera to watch out. And what I want to say, what I want to say,
Monica.
You know what I'm saying.
Right.
But don't make excuses because, they could do that. They could put a camera in there. They definitely can do that.
Here's my dilemma. The funding is not there. So
this is no bias because I am biased towards Mr. Porter, but every time this dude opens his mouth, I feel like how Fowler looks right now. You see that look on Fowler's face?
Fowler looked like he don't even want to be there.
Fowler's like, oh, this shit.
He looking like he said, I should be sitting in my recliner at home with my hood. And I'm sorry. Let me take that back.
Oh, hold on. I gotta catch up with you. Y'all are going crazy in these comments. Hold on.
That one was crazy.
Perry probably said if I could fix district. Probably Perry said if I say yes, can you fix what District 3 need? Okay, are building apartments for students to rent? Yes, that is another one too. That is another one. It might not be a parking lot. It may be an apartment complex. Okay, I see what they tell them. Okay, we're gonna keep going. They're gonna try to take them people land. They will put anything right there just so they can have it. All right. Hold up. I just thought about something.
Like that, I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna let you say it first.
Hold on. I gotta catch up. ABD has a camera right there. On CLTCC property. Now Captain Stutter. Gary Josh should be fighting for it hard because he's a veteran.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Who said Captain Stutter? Oh, that's not nice. That is really cold.
And so should look at Fowler, dumb. I mean, and so should Mr. Cornelius White.
My name is Cornelius White Lawson. I am at 1035 North now.
This is what, August?
Mhm.
And we extended 60 days last time. So, and the funding is out of your hands. I mean, you can't say when the funding gonna get there so you could, make a big improvement on it.
Well,
So what is 6 days gonna do if the funding is not there?
well, if the funding's not there, then, I guess I'll have to just take it down. But I would like to preserve the house and the lady thought it would be perfect for, the homeless veterans place. And I've talked to several people with the VA and it seems like there's an interest there. We've just got to get, the funding secured. I mean, just somebody saying, oh, well, we'll give you a grant for that. I want it in print before,
And homeless veteran, I sit on that board. I'm one of the original members on that board.
Oh Lord, he actually does something.
Then why are there so many homeless vets in Alexandria?
Well, wait now. If he claims he sits on that board, he did not put that on his personal financial disclosure form. And you are required to put down what organizations you are a member of or an officer of. And if he's a board member and he sits on that board, he has not included that in his documentation. And that is a violation of the state statute.
I sit on that board.
I sits on that board.
I sits on it.
Yes, indeed.
Well.
Well, wait, hold on. Just for clarity's sake. All right. Let's go ahead and play it back a little bit. All right.
Thought it would be perfect for, the homeless veterans place. And I've talked to several people with the VA and it seems like there's an interest there. We've just got to get, the funding secured. I mean, just somebody saying, oh, well, we'll give you a grant for that. I want it in print before,
And homeless veteran, I sit on that board. I'm one of the original members on that board.
Mhm.
Who are you talking to on that board?
Well, Gary Perkins is one of the guys I've been talking to.
Okay.
He's the guy that owns Wildwood.
Okay.
And just for the record, the city did originally have this on an agenda, I think in April, and the city had granted sort of an administrative continuance based on a conversation that I had with Mr. French. So while the council's only continued at one time, he's been given other extensions before that.
The city wants that land.
That land. They want that land. And they doing whatever they have to do to get it.
Wait,
Wow.
so what would happen if he is reported for lying? Well, the thing is, I think those are campaign violations, right?
Yeah, the Board of Ethics.
Yeah, that would be on the Board of Ethics. Ooh, I don't know how long they be, how responsive they be, but it's Louisiana politics. But it does speak to his character. He was fishing for that name for Mayor Roy. It was an old Hoopadoo trick. It was a coon trick. I'm sorry. They're working overtime for that land. Yeah. Yeah.
The first letter recommending rehab was sent out in 1997, and the first letter recommending demo was sent out in September of 25.
So in 1997, it was supposed to be,
We sent out a letter recommending rehab at that time. And since then, since the further degradation of the property, we sent out a letter in September of 25 recommending demolition. In September of 25.
I was E7 in the military back then.
I just wish you quit sometimes. That's all. Yes, Miss Renee. Yes, Miss Renee. Please, and we would appreciate whatever response you get from them. If you share it with us. Yes, Miss Renee. Absolutely. Mr. Porter was eating. I don't know what you're eating. It sounds like you're eating a salad.
I should have put myself on mute.
You got a salad?
No.
He better not have a salad.
Nope. That's bread pudding with ice cream.
Oh no! This time of night?
Tell him stay in the child's place.
Oh,
I'm scraping the bottom of the bowl.
That must be good.
Oh, it's very good.
We don't give a damn, Gary. Them people get that man a chance to breathe.
so Mr. Holloway, when did you decide that you wanted to make this into a veterans rehab home?
When this lady knocked on the door of my house and said she looked up the property and found out who owned it and knocked on my house and said, can we put something there? And I told her yes.
Okay, so what I would like to do is maybe you can bring those people up to this meeting. We'll give you 30 days.
Okay.
And you can bring those people up to the meeting, the VA that you spoke with, the lady that is trying to work on this structure, whatever it is that she's trying to do.
Right.
And we can hear what their time frame will be.
Okay.
And if it's not up to what the council think the time frame should be, then that'll be the end of that house.
I understand. But I appreciate
Yeah,
that
they
because
want that land.
she was very sincere and
They want that land. I want that land.
Hold on. I got a request. I gotta grant the request. Where's it at? Here it goes.
I think Jack Roy already promised that land to somebody.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yep,
what it
Mr.
sounds
Porter.
like.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Hold on.
Anyone 2000.
He said, okay. Okay. I never noticed that before. He said, okay. Let me get back to the business. I'm sorry, folks.
Asked me not to think she was a stalker for looking me up and coming to my house. But I really appreciate her bravery and knocking on my door.
Yeah, because you would have shot her, huh?
Yeah, otherwise I would have shot her, would have blew her face off.
I had to compliment her on her bravery. Come knocking at my door.
Because,
Not wrong for that.
yeah,
I shoot Negroes.
Yeah, listen. I didn't even know she was black.
I shoot
Y'all so wrong.
Negroes that come on my
Y'all are
porch and
so
knock
wrong.
on my door.
Y'all are so wrong. Y'all so wrong.
Because you don't go to jail for that.
Yep, that's stand your ground.
Now, if you were to open your door and fired your shotgun, that's a different thing. But if you fire your shotgun through your door, then you're okay. You're
They
protected.
get away with that all the time.
I shoot Negroes. They come knock on my door.
I'm having too much fun with these damn buttons. All right.
Food, it is an eyesore when you come in downtown, that it's been up there for years. And
Okay, enough,
The
Cynthia.
eyesore, and she's
Enough,
been up there
Cynthia.
for years.
Enough. Leave the man alone.
I'm
Okay.
talking about her.
Well, I'm saying, where was this fervor for the Weiss and Gold Ring building?
Yeah.
Yet
Yeah.
another building that's an eyesore in her district.
Yes. Yes. Isn't that
I'm
something?
telling y'all every time. And my mama is, I don't like to listen to her, but when it comes to Cynthia Perry, when my mama say I'm not impressed, I get it now. I get it now because you know what? When you think that you can give her a little bit of leg room,
She does it
like
every time.
she like, come on, man. Now you're up here grandstanding about this. You're grandstanding about.
But you didn't grandstand for Cheetah Park, Franco Hunter Park, any areas in your
You
district.
didn't even grandstand for Weiss and Goldring.
You didn't grandstand for the crime in your area, the roads, the ditches. You didn't grandstand for none of that. The shootings, nothing. And see, that's why I say this is more Jock pushing the agenda.
Yep.
Like Mr. Porter said, he done promised that to somebody.
Oh yeah.
Look, she's sitting there shaking her head, looking like, man, don't do it, because Mr. Porter on the show. I'm not gonna do it. But I tell you what, me and my sister will never part. Oh yeah, you. Yeah, you. What was her name in Color Purple?
No, I'm not doing this. Nope, I'm not doing it.
All right, fine.
That's about, I mean, if my colleagues agree with that.
It seems like you've already come to the agreement on that on your own. It's nice to be included after the fact and shit. That's great. Thanks for looking around and seeing that there were more people at the fucking table than just you. That's nice. Excuse my language, Mr. Porter. I apologize. But thanks for recognizing that there were other people here while you over rocking and nodding your head and oh God. She's one of them, isn't she? She's one of them.
Mr. Horton. Oh, Mr. Horton.
How you doing?
Look at her. I'm talking about she is rocking in the chair. I'm overwhelmed. I think I'm overstimulated. I can't believe this. I can't. Who this woman? Harper, who this woman?
My name is Richard Horton. I manage some commercial property right across from that facility that he's talking about, the house, right there, 1429 3rd Street. And thing I've noticed is there's a lady that comes out of that house every morning.
That's right.
So you have homeless people living in that house, unhoused people living in the house. So it's a hazard because children walking up and down, coming downtown all the time at the.
What children? What?
I guess he meant to say college kids.
Those aren't children. There's just a difference between college kids and children.
So okay, so what is his deal in it?
No, let's find out where. Come on. Let's.
Yeah, what he saying? He lives across the street, right?
No,
Yeah, he said he
owns
has a
business across the street.
Across the street.
A business across the street.
So, hold on. This is the business across the street from it. Whatever. What is it? Smiley's? Is Smiley's even there anymore? Yeah, he's still there.
No, this guy is Richard Horton.
So it'd have to be. He said across the street. Let me make sure I'm on this is 2nd Street. Yeah, that's the street that they said it was on. He has a business across the street. So he'd have to be this business?
Yeah, probably that's where it's at. What is that?
Another
Look.
eyesore? I got to go around the corner to find out what it is.
It look like a warehouse. Yeah, it looks like a warehouse.
That's not a warehouse. That's a kindergarten. Ah, okay. It's a daycare. I got you. All right. There may be some plausibility to his argument. I'm sorry, guy. You know, I didn't know that's what was there. All right. What is this?
He should have just said what the hell it was then. We wouldn't
I
have to
know.
go searching for
It's
it.
the treehouse.
Yeah.
Oh, the tree house?
Yeah, the tree house is down there too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, but
treehouse.
that's not owned by. I thought
Yeah,
that was.
that's
That's
not
owned by
private.
somebody else. You see that?
Yeah, that's not him.
That's
No,
not
it ain't
private.
at all.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
All right. So the only business is this.
Wasn't that a theology school at one time?
No, Rapid Station Community Ministries.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's probably what that is.
Okay.
If that's a business, then we ain't got no business being a church.
It's a non-profit organization, I think. I think
ministries.
okay.
Incorporated though. It said
It's
incorporated.
incorporated.
It could
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, they got it marked as a treehouse. It's not the treehouse. All right. So technically, I don't know. I don't know, but let's see what he has to say. If he's outreach, wouldn't that be the people he's trying to reach?
Well, I would think so, yeah.
That's by there, and all that debris is coming to the sidewalk. And so they can fence it off. You know, it's an eyesore, and it's also it's a special businessman, which is right there downtown. So, and that place has been there for, as far as I know, in Alexandria, it's been that way.
And I agree with you. I see that tiny
So,
lady coming out that house.
Comes a time.
When she comes
It
out,
comes a
she
time.
sit right down
Just
the
take a picture of
sidewalk.
it.
So if you see it,
Exactly.
and you know that they're trespassing on that man's land, and you don't do nothing about it, see, you see
Also,
one of
you
them.
see somebody you could be helping in your district.
You see somebody you could be helping, and you drive right past them.
Just
But you know what else, folks? That means those two guys that's up there representing that property, they must not be in that area very often, because they would see the same thing and they would report it, right? To
Yeah.
get the homeless people out of there.
Yeah.
Yep, they might be
So-
out of town somewhere.
Yeah, and that means there's no activity going on there. Because otherwise, if there was somebody coming and checking and doing work, they would recognize that people are here living in this dwelling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that tells me that they have not been doing anything over there.
Somebody says she's an eyesore as well.
Who said that?
As whoever controls Universal Collective Network. Baseball field. Cheatham baseball field is an eyesore as well. They are eyesores with this BS. Your mama dodged scud missiles once, and she's hard to impress. Exactly. The puppet master and his puppets. Yes, they were fighting and shooting across from me Sunday. Never made the news. Also in Acadian Village. Yes, she is one of them. Celia Nettie. Oh no. She do look like Nettie. She's the house. Damn. So what business does he own? Two of our own implanted, not for the people working against their own, take their black cards back. For the treehouse for kids. Oh, there goes Miss Battle. She's late to the party, but welcome anyway. The kids are dropped off and picked up by their parents. She said, well, St. Matthew's but look into it. Okay, preachers used to have schools there. Joe Green used to run that school. Vice president of the mid-chamber. Is that who that was? They are all in that. You know, I thought about that because when have you ever seen them bring other people up to talk bad about another property?
They want that property. They want that property.
They got to be in cahoots.
They want that property.
You don't never trust. Listen, there's only a couple type of black people you don't trust. That's one of them. There's another one, and there's the other one. But these two are kind of the same. But these two could be twins. All right? I'm not saying nothing bad about them. I'm just saying these two He's eyeballing them like that guy looks familiar.
House. So it's a hazard because children walking up and down, coming downtown all the time have to pass by there, and all that debris is coming to the sidewalk.
What debris? What is he even talking about? He just got up there to say that. I think he's a little nervous too. He wasn't really sure about what he wanted to say.
And so they can fence it off. You know, it's an eyesore, and it's also it's a special businessman, which is right there downtown. So, and that place has been there.
Oh, the businessman is right there. He got lost in the sauce. You see that hairline? That's that Stephen A. Smith hairline, right? Don't trust it. Don't trust it.
Therefore, as far as I know, Alexandria's been that way.
And I agree with you. I see that
So,
circulate coming out that house.
Comes a time.
When she comes
There
out,
comes a
she
time.
sit right down
Just
the
take a picture
sidewalk
of it
daily.
and take a picture and tear it down. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Oh, did you hear what he said? He said, take a picture and tear it down. Oh, yeah, he is full of himself.
He full of something. Yeah, he full of something. I can't keep up with these comments. Never. No, don't say that. I'm still president of it till the end of the month, but keep your eyes open on him too. Take his black. Okay. Horton is always at the Gator meeting. Okay. He is full of himself. Seems scared to me. He is. You know, let me tell you something. There's like people that wither under the spotlight. They talk a lot of shit from a safe place. But when it really come time to execute what they supposed to do or the plan or the mission, they sometimes he folded. If this was the performance that he needed to deliver, he folded. To me, it was lackluster. And he could have kept that shit. He didn't even have to come up there, to be honest with you. He didn't have to come up there. He could have kept that to himself. And no, this ain't me taking up for that white man. No, not at all. This is me noticing when black people, like if black people can coordinate for this type of coonery shit, why can't they coordinate for the right things? You know what I'm saying? They went and recruited this guy to bring him on so he can say something bad to agree with Cynthia because Cynthia is doing Jock's dirty work. You see what I'm saying? If y'all can do all that coordinating with Jock, why can't you coordinate with the people in the community? Or is that not important enough? Is my thing.
Well, I appreciate that, but boarding it up, I don't see how, you know, she could be seen coming out of the house if it's boarded up.
Damn. Hold on.
They done pissed him off now.
Hold on. Wait. He got her. If it's boarded up, how can you see her coming out the house? How? So somebody's lying. Visibly somebody's lying, right? So we're gonna hold on. Wait. I got it. They won't let me switch like I'll be wanting to switch. Man, if I could do this the way I wanted to do this show would be toe up. Hold on. Let's see what he says.
There's
Several times.
Okay.
Almost every morning.
recently.
Yes.
Okay.
And you'll see it sitting right outside on the sidewalk.
On that sidewalk.
Well, sitting on the sidewalk can be, you know.
She's coming out of the house.
Okay. Well, again, everybody's seen that it's boarded up, so I don't know what to say.
Sheesh.
I would have said pull the camera footage.
Yeah, pull the camera footage.
Exactly.
Oh, they saying he's a con man. I'm not the white guy. The black guy's a con man. Oh man, what Trump said about the judge, he folded like an umbrella. Told you it's a scam, but it's the best to pay there. Okay. So I guess the kids at Peabody are not that important to fight. Oh, womp. Right, and Perry, you work there. Womp. Hold on. Wait. I wonder if I got a sound that does that. Hold on. I got one. And you work there, Miss Perry, and you don't give a damn about the baseball field that's across the street from Peabody, Miss Perry? You don't give a damn that they just shellac paint all over the basketball court and got all the kids sick from them old ass corn dogs they fed y'all, Miss Perry? You don't care about that, but you care about, okay. Makes sense to me. Yeah. Who am I to argue with you? Who am I to argue with you?
Your district.
I recommend it personally. I hope you don't take it the wrong way, Mr. Holloway, but I recommend that we demolish that house. All in favor? Any opposed?
Yeah, I'm opposed.
You oppose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, they even want to give him 30 more
Thank you for
days.
attention to the matter.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Smith, what's the ramifications of this vote as?
Wayne?
Well, they'll have 30 days to have it torn down. City contractor will be given a permit to do it after that time frame, after 30 days.
So we'll have 30
And-
days.
That's correct. Yeah.
Then you'll let out a contract to tear it down.
That's exactly
But
right.
if you have significant stuff done, you can contact Mr. Smith.
Is that a hard 30 days?
I mean, there's a few days of mobilization, but it's not much more than 30 days. We have the contractors available. They're out tearing structures down this week, actually, for
Ah.
the demolition vote. And then the costs that are incurred by that demolition would be presented to the council for approval and then filed as a lien on the property.
Oh, listen at that, y'all.
I don't get it.
That's correct. If you demolish it yourself, it's your property. You know,
Okay.
to do what you wish.
Right, you can call our office and we can get you the permit application,
Thank
the
you.
affidavit that you have to fill out. You can hire your own contractor to do that. You can do that within that 30 days before.
Or if you got 30 days, you get up there and do some heavy work on it, and you come back to him on that.
Okay.
So
That is true.
now, and just to dovetail on what my colleague said, if you were to get some money and want to reinvest it, he still has a window to do that.
You would have to show significant progress. The condemnation order would still be in place. The city wouldn't want to, we'd have to evaluate that on a case-by-case situation, but that building would take a lot of work, and there would absolutely have to be a permit filed and work started, and a real permit, not one of these, $5,000, and I'm going to,
How many years
Listen
has
at
that house
Listen at this.
Wow. Dilapidated and nothing has been done to it. That's in this.
Wait. So, again, I feel bad for the people of District 3 because your representation has not failed you once.
I need to recall her.
Your representation, they know that. So this is something that was Ms. Bellman had said earlier. I put it on the screen, but I forgot to go back to it. So they were having a community meeting in District 3, and Gary Johnson was there, and I believe she wasn't. Cynthia Perry wasn't. And they were talking about recalling Cynthia, and Gary was trying to stick up for her. So guess what happened? Where's my button? Where's my button? Guess what they told him? They told him that they kicked him out of the meeting.
Wow.
That's right, folks. They said, and he left. Coming over there sticking up for Cynthia Perry because Cynthia Perry knows, she knows that it's just around the corner. It's just around the corner. I hate this for y'all. I really do. And I hate that Stephen Shark is your other alternative. I really do. But hopefully somebody else from District 3 will pop up because District 3 is a very fruitful place. There's a lot of good people there that are strong-willed and have good backbones. That haven't gotten their back blown. You feel me? So that's the only thing that is on the horizon for District 3 is you getting better representation. Once this recall is over, I hope y'all organize it and do it well, because she really does. You need to leave. You need to leave. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Now, okay, so if they demolish the building, whoever decides that they get the grant money to build something else, they should be able to do that. Other than that, nobody should have any dibs on that doggone land. But this sounds like a land takeover. That's what it sounds like.
It's a land grab.
That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong.
So if the city actually demolished the structure, then the city will place a lien on the property. So
Yep.
the owners of that property will not be able to do anything with the property until they satisfy the lien, pay the city off.
Yeah.
So let's say, I'll just use numbers. Let's say it'll be $10,000 to demolish the structure. The city will place a $10,000 lien on that property. If the owners want to sell that property, they have to first pay off the lien. If the owners want to get a permit to rebuild on that property, they have to pay off the lien. So, and then if they don't pay it off within 3 years, then the city adjudicates the property. Unless the owners continue to pay the property taxes and pay something on the lien, then they can keep it. But if they go 3 years without paying the property tax, then the city gets to take the property over. And I have a feeling Jack Roy has already struck a deal with somebody to give them that particular property.
Yep.
And that's why they're pursuing this course of action right now.
I've never seen them act like this over no demolition.
Yeah.
We got
It's
a couple-
prime,
hold on,
like
hold on,
we
got-
said earlier, it's prime real estate right there.
We got a couple seconds left.
District 3, that's in the area downtown where people come and 20 years when
So recap, you understand what's going on? You really have 30 plus days to make some
serious,
major.
major. Got it.
And it's still gonna be these guys are.
Well, they've been nothing but gracious to us, and I appreciate their position, and I got
You did all that ass kissing for nothing.
no problem with that. So we understand the import of what you have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we need a motion to close public hearing.
I have one thing real quick, if you don't mind, please. I'm sorry. Chad, with the community development, I've been coming to you guys for about 3.5 years now for seeking combinations and cost public hearings with you guys. But if you'll stand up and come up here. This is, excuse me, Miss Michaela Jones. She is taking my demo program manager spot. I've moved into the inspector's position, so she will be the one presenting to you guys here on out with the city council. for combinations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, that's all.
So do they
We need a motion and
excuse me, I'm sorry. So he's going to the inspector position because they don't have inspectors? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Alexandria has never been big on having inspectors, so all of a sudden, I guess a spot opened up for him. I don't know. He's not taking a pay cut, so he's not going to be the regular. He's got to be upper management inspector. So apparently they never had a organized inspections department for the city of Alexandria, which would explain a lot. It explains a lot. It explains what was going on over there at the sanctuary. It explains what's going on over there at Sunset. It explains a lot. It explains a lot about Alexandria not having an inspections department. So if he's moving up, I'm glad at least they'll get some shit inspected.
a second to close the public hearing.
Just wondering, can I make a comment before you close the meeting on an item not related, not specifically on the agenda? I'm sorry.
You can- you
First time in a
can't.
long time.
I'm sorry, you can't.
No general public.
You can't. You had to fill out a thing outside to speak.
Wow.
Can you give me 3 minutes to speak?
No.
No, sir.
If you can't,
What are we doing?
I'm sorry.
we'll have people in here all the time doing the same thing, so.
But I'm one person.
No, sir.
We can't open the.
So you want to fill out all the forms too late?
We can't. open
It
the
is.
can of worms up.
Did you get a motion?
That's what your man.
A motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second
I thought it was an open hearing. Oh, but
No, they closed the public hearing, so, but the public hearing is only on the topic of demolition for that particular property.
okay.
You know, there's a couple of ways they could have handled that. They could have said, okay, we're going to close this meeting, but I want to talk to you and hear what you have to say, you know?
Right.
And close the official meeting, but then talk to the person in the gallery and hear their concerns. So that's a person that either arrived late or not familiar with the city council rules, you know, to fill out the
So
form.
you just treat them like that when they come in?
Well, see, and that's my issue is that make some allowances. You close out the official meeting, but meet with the person and hear what they have to say, you know, right then and there. It won't be part of the official meeting. It won't be on videotape, but you can at least still hear what that person's issue is.
Yeah. Oh, Miss Jeannie Moran said that would take a professional person though.
Aye.
Second.
Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. This meeting is adjourned.
Yeah, I'm about sick of her. I'm sorry. Mama, I finally got there. I finally
But
got
look, Jim Villard also shot that down real quickly.
I wonder who that person
hope
was.
that person does not vote for Jim Villard, you know?
That would take, yeah. Yeah, she was ready to get the hell up out of there. I guess she felt dirty from doing Jock's dirty work.
We've been done with her anyway since way before when she shut down that veto. She trash with that big bald spot in the middle of her head.
Get off of my show. Don't you ever come back. You either, Miss Renee. We're not doing this. Damn, that is. Listen, it's kind of glaring though. Can't powder that shit. She needed a shower. All right. Mr. Porter, I got one last thing for you.
Yes.
Have a great food and beverage place to be here makes total sense for this downtown. And the idea that people say, well, maybe there's not as much crime because there's not enough happening. Exactly. So come make stuff happen. Come give us something to talk about with it, and we'll be happy to work with businesses. We just opened our Masonic Sports Court. We keep people on staff there all day for when those gates are open. The city is very aware of its public safety needs and what it needs to do to ensure safety. We are challenged in this city constantly by negativity about that. And that's okay. And we need to recognize that. We need to always do better. But every dial that we look at in terms of crime, in terms of what things are happening, is going in the right direction, but it isn't enough. We want to half every one of those again in the next few years, and then we're going to be on the top of every good list instead of being where we don't want to be, which is at the top of bad lists with that. The perception of that, I think, drives a lot of things, Jay, and I think, unfortunately, in our community, we gravitate toward that. But the truth of the matter is, where and how crime is committed is something we do understand a whole lot about and something we can do more about. But it's going to take two things in addition to good policing that we already have. When people say things, well, you just need more police. A policeman doesn't know where the next domestic crime is going to be committed. A policeman doesn't know when the next acquaintance crime will be committed. And that's what we see, Jay. We're not seeing random things. Unfortunately, these are people who know each other, at least at the acquaintance level. And that can be from negativity like drugs, it can be domestically, and it can be beefing. Young people fighting over very little things. Those things have to be taken on. Here's what we have to do. One, we have to identify those folks who repeatedly commit crime and quit allowing them to be on the street, bailed out the same day, and committing a worse crime while they're out.
Now, Mr. Porter, does he sound like the old man on the front porch wagging his fist at the world?
You know what? He sounds like somebody who's trying to construe reasons with faulty logic as to why crime is committed. Look, there's so many studies over the last 50 years. Crime is correlated to poverty. The areas of poverty have higher crime rates. That's a direct correlation. So in his statement, he said, we know where crime is being committed. Okay, if you know that, then that's where you need to deploy your resources. But what did he just tell us? We got people sitting out all day long at the tennis court and the pickleball court. And Shamir showed us that. She did a video and showed that the guys are sitting there in the car, and nobody was on the pickleball courts. Nobody was at the tennis courts.
I passed by last week. I seen some kids playing on the basketball court. Nobody was on the pickleball court yet again, and it's 2, 4. How many is it? 6 or 8?
Six of them, right?
Hey, no, I'm telling you, I guess they gonna wait till the event in September to make it seem like the biggest thing, because ain't nobody been there.
Them people gonna put out a disco ball.
I haven't seen anybody.
They're gonna have a giant life-size pinata.
They're gonna have all types.
Yeah, they're gonna have glitter all over the place.
Well, look, the thing is, we looked at that, a couple of weeks ago, right? With FOTAS, and they're going to be using that recreation center as like a reception area and rest area and food area for the people participating in a pickleball tournament. They're going to use the tennis court across the street as the warm-up area for teams getting ready to play. They'll be able to go and warm up first before they enter the competition. So, and there's no telling what else they're going to have. In the vacant lot that's adjacent to it, shoot, they may have a big tent like what they had for the opening of the pickleball court with drinks and all kind of stuff, you know, fans. They're going to have restrooms, right? They're going to need restrooms.
No, you can use the city park restrooms.
Okay. They could go over to City Park or go over to the rec center.
No,
and
you know
use
that's
the
not about to
restroom there.
happen. Them people are not about to go to the city park to use that bathroom.
And go all the way over across Masonic to the rec center, to use the restroom.
Or the adult emporium. I don't recommend using the restroom in the adult emporium. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Okay, so wait, hold on.
That's number one. That isn't a city issue and it isn't a police issue. That's going to take the whole community because of number two. The community. We have to stop the code of the street.
Not the code of the street. What the what does Jack Roy know about the G code?
Chief Roy.
Oh no, not Chief Roy. Roy Keefe. This man is insane. This is Lil Jock. That's what this is. Hold on 1 second. He said, you guys got to stop following this code of the streets. You know what I mean? He's going to drop a mixtape before election season. Watch. It's going to all be about safety and safe communities and how black people are to blame, but he's never going to blame black people directly. He's just going to say, in those communities.
No, he's gonna get the black guy to come out and blast the black. Well, what's that guy's name?
Patrick Van Dyke, or
Van Dyke?
Yeah, he's gonna get Van Dyke.
The mayor can't say this, but he
I
told
can.
us, and so I'm gonna say it for him. Well,
you did. It's you did.
False. The code of the street is the worst possible way we could try to deal with this.
What does he know about the code of the street?
Well, you know what? It's funny that maybe he's part of the problem, you guys. You got to remember, a lot of these people put on this facade because they're in a position of power to pretend like, oh, my hands are not on this. I don't know. What if he has a lot to do with all of some of the crime that's going on in the city? Just like your sheriff, just like your police chief. They're all in a place of power. So you're going to tell me that you're in a place of power and he is a person that pays attention to everything that goes on in his city. There's nothing that goes on in the city of Alexandria that Jack Roy does not know it goes on. So sometimes this, oh, we're going to fight this and we're going to fight that is always, there's something behind that. Okay. Because I promise you, there's nothing that goes on in the city of Alexandria that Jack Roy is not getting a daily report on it. I'm being honest.
I think Jack Roy is a purveyor of the 1350. I think Jack Roy believes that 13% of the populations commit 50% of the crime. I truly believe that. For the fact that he didn't say the code of the road. He didn't say the code of the farm code. He didn't say, these rural areas. He said the code of the streets. And that is very black coded. Because we are synonymous with the urban areas, the areas which they would call the streets. Right?
So you tell me he doesn't know what's going on in his own city.
No, I'm telling you that what he did is make a race-based comment. I think that's what he did. And I think that it's incredible that so many Republicans donate to a Democrat. I think that's amazing that many Republicans donate to a Democrat. And the funny thing is, he's not the only one, because a lot of Republicans donated to Reddix, who also claims to be a Democrat. I just think it's extraordinary that they're willing to reach across party lines and put their money behind somebody that doesn't believe like they believe. Or is it that he does? So he's definitely going to get somebody black. You can't tell me Skip Fox is not a coon. You can't tell me, I'm sorry. And I know these words should be shunned in our community. They should be. But more than those words and labels being shunned, we should shun the people that do these things, that deserve these labels out of our community. Because they are the ones that are ruining our communities. They're the ones that are actively selling us out. So I'll leave that there. I know hold on.
And so that takes building trust in communities and doing new things that we're continuing to try to do.
But I thought you didn't have time for on-the-job training.
Because we need the community to come forward and say what they know, who, what, when, and where. After all, our officers have a 90% plus solve rate in the most serious crimes, homicides. So 34 homicides in 2021, 12 last year. That's a huge percentage decrease. 12 homicides, way too many for this city this size. How and where and which driving those homicides, I just outlined the things I think we can do to stop that. But the idea that there's just random crime and we're dangerous because some rating that uses a future algorithm says so, come on.
Now, Mr. Porter, this is the part I wanted to implement you on. Do you remember them putting on the agenda about the police department getting a crime predictor program that they could use so they could go ahead and determine which parts of the city they were going to patrol?
That's right. That was Jared King. Jared King did do that. We spent a lot of money for that program to load it onto our system. And it was supposed to be a predictive software that would identify where your hotspot areas are. Now, prior to that program, we would just use little red push buttons on a map of the city, and where you got a concentration of them, you know where your hotspots are, right? It was very visual, very easy. And you know, if it was auto theft, you use a certain color push pin. If it was homicide, you use a red push pin. You know, if it was burglary, break in into a home, you use a different color push pin. And so these big maps on a wall would have all these pins in there, and it also helped you count. You could count based on a number, you know, how many homicides you had, how many burglaries, how many car auto thefts. And so this software, it took that same data, instead of using push pins, it would put it into a database and it would display that, right? So that was your predictive model. This is where crime is occurring. This is where it's likely to happen. These are the times of year that they occur. You know, so the software was going to take it to another level. Well, we purchased that software and it didn't amount to anything, you know. I don't think we renewed it after the initial license expired for using it. But it was quite expensive, and you needed at least 2 people to input all the information into it so that the database would be of some use.
Now, does that sound familiar to what he just said? Hold on.
Are dangerous because some rating that uses a future algorithm says so. Come on, that's not how stats work, and that's what we need to be focused on.
So that same system that gave him that rating of one of the top 5 most dangerous cities is the same system that they were using to predict the crime.
No, it's a different system for the rating, the crime rating. But what's real important is that the information that goes into that system comes from the city of Alexandria. So if you're upset because what's in that system, and the system runs its calculation and say, okay, Alexandria, this is where you fall per 100,000 people. You only have 45. So your rate is equivalent to what a town of 90,000 is, or 100,000. So this is where you rate per 100,000 people, even though you only have 45,000.
It's per capita. Oh, it's the per capita machine.
Yes.
All right. So, so now Jock is not a fan of per capita.
And he's not a fan of the FBI database, which is where that information was taken from. And we are the ones that supply that information to the FBI database. So you know what he's going to do, right? Or what he's probably already done. He's not going to report information to that database. See, you're not required to do it. That's strictly voluntary. But if you do it, you get assistance from the FBI because they have far more sophisticated computer models.
Right.
And so if you want to make your crime rate look really good, don't report everything to them. For instance, the 3 bodies found in those wooded areas. Okay, the city still hadn't classified that as homicides. You know, so that would take that 12 to 15. And then there's some other cases that they decided, okay, that was an accident. That wasn't an actual crime. And so stuff like that just doesn't get reported. And it makes their numbers look better.
The good things that are happening, are we moving in the right direction, and how we double down on that?
You don't. You don't, Jock. You're done, Jock. It's over with. On that note, folks, we need to leave. I appreciate I appreciate Mr. Porter for coming through and stopping by. I hope this ain't the last time during your campaign. The FBI should have been notified about the incident. I agree. I want to thank each and every one of you for all of your comments. Can we even go through the names? It's too many of y'all tonight. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ms. Velma, I'm not even gonna name one, because if I name one, I gotta name them all. But I totally enjoyed all you guys, and I hope you guys come back again. And thank you, Mr. Porter, for stopping by. We appreciate you for that. Thank you, YSKT, for keeping our fingers on the pulse of the business of the city. Thank you, Ms. McCall, for providing us with a platform to do this. And thank you all for just being y'all. And make sure you get out. And the more we bring out and the more that we are able to present to y'all, the more information that we bring to y'all just stay tuned. That's all I can tell you. Because we don't know what the shows are going to be about until the show starts. We have an idea of what we want to talk about sometimes, but we literally don't know what the show's going to be about until the show starts. So it's very on to the moment. It's very, very on the nose. It's very, very on the pulse of what's happening. It's very right now type information that we're bringing you. So as long as you guys keep that aware of, keep that in the front of things, make sure you like it and following. If you're not already following Universal Collective Network, if you're not already on the Can We Be Frank Show fan page, if you're not already following Mr. Porter on Facebook, if you're not already following YSKT on Facebook, if you're not already following the AKK Network on YouTube, and I mean, just listen, we got a lot of stuff going in the mix. This is going to be a very, very, very important campaign season. As you can see, this is not going to be your prototypical campaign season where people come out and make these promises. You guys are demanding more. You guys are demanding more from these candidates, and it's all attributed to the fact that you guys are more informed. And like I said, I always want to thank Mr. Porter for bringing us all the information. Majority of what I know is because of Mr. Porter. Majority of what I know, and I know a lot. I keep a lot locked in this little brain of mine, but I know a lot of the work that's been done, a lot of the groundwork's been done, is literally because we were actively participating. So you guys get active, get informed, stay informed, share the information, share the Facebook pages, share the live out whenever you see us live. We're usually live. For all you newcomers, we're live Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays. We bring you a new show every Tuesday and Thursday. And typically they're not 3 hours long, but tonight we needed those 3 hours so we could cover everything. But I appreciate you all, and thank you guys for coming. We're going to play our jam. Mr. Porter, I got a jam for you. You're going to like this one.
Okay.
All right, we're out.
Alexandria, Louisiana. Stand up! Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey! Stand up, put your hands up. Whole city tired, man, they can't stand us. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up, put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the key, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Taxation without representation. Trying to save the city before we save the nation. Every month another bill, another situation. People barely living, tired of frustration. Lights high, water high, rent high too. Whole hood stressed, what we supposed to do? Mama crying, daddy working overtime. Still can't win, man, this world out of line. But we ain't backing down. Tell the whole town gather round. If you hear me, say it loud. Stand up, put your hands up. Whole city tired, man, they can't stand up. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the kid, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Hands up, like Mike Brown. Pain in the streets, got the city pipe down. Young boy lost, trying to find their way. Need real men, standing up today. If you a leader, then lay it right now. Don't wait till the whole thing burn down. Church folks, hood folks, come together. Real change only happen when we move together. Stand up for the north side. Stand up. Stand up for the south side. Stand up. Stand up for the east side. Stand up. Stand up for the west side. Everybody say, stand up, stand up. Hey, 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 hey. Stand up. Stand up, stand up. Put your hands up. Whole city time and they can't stand up. Crime going up, water look brown. Bills too high, got the whole town down. Stand up, stand up. Put your hands up. If you love your city, better man up. For the kid, for the elders too. If nobody else care, then it's up to you. Hey. Alexandria, we still here.